To present tonight's Strath Haven football game. Tonight's game is between your 6-0 Strath Haven Panthers and the 4-2 Ridley Raiders.
Fisher at the 40, at the 50, foot race now. They will not catch James Fisher. He will throw 92 yards to answer.
This is Fuskis, cuts it back to his right, into the secondary, first down and more, still on his feet, midfield, 40, 35, one man to beat. Ifani can't get him.
Tonight's game is sponsored by the Swarthmorean Weekly Newspaper, true local coverage of Swarthmore, Wallingford, and surrounding neighborhoods. Published since 1893. Steve Tobbs, Allstate Insurance and Media. Auto, Home, and Life. You're in good hands with Allstate. AMF Auto Clinic, taking care of your cars since 1961. Located in Brookhaven on Edgemont Avenue. Sandy McCulley at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and Media. Give her a call when buying or selling your home. Ducklings Early Learning Center in Wallingford. Daycare for ages 6 weeks to 5 years. Scarpagnato Plumbing. Over 20 years experience for all your plumbing needs in Wallingford. Here are tonight's internet announcers, the voices of the Strath Haven Panthers, Brian Carroll, Pete Fulginiti, Andrew Kauffman, and Mike Mayer.
The history here at Ridley is one that's just flat out incredible. One of the winningest programs in Pennsylvania's state history, actually nationwide as well in terms of winning percentage. They own 27 Central League titles, and most of the conversation around the Central League in the 1980s, 90s, and 2000s really was centered around Ridley and Strath Haven. Strath Haven, 11 Central League titles of their own, and amazingly, haven't won one since 2010 when they shared it with Ridley in 2008. The Central League expanded, meaning that Strath Haven and Ridley do not play each other every year, and in 2010, both teams ran the table in the regular season and shared the Central League title. Now, fast forward to 12 years later, and both teams still absolutely in the hunt here in 2022. Strath Haven undefeated at 6-0, Ridley with just one loss in the Central, and tonight, here at almost said George L. King. It's Phil Marion Field. One more road game for the Panthers before they head home for 2 weeks. But ready to rock and roll here with Central League, title hopes perhaps on the line here in Week 7. Good evening, everybody. Brian Carroll bringing you play-by-play, and Mike Mayer and Pete Fulginiti joining us. Andrew Kauffman, several states away down in Georgia tonight, will not be a part of the broadcast, but he's checking it out. And will keep us posted on stats as we go. In the meantime, again, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Coach Kevin Clancy, since 1991 here, has won more Delaware games in Delaware County than anybody. And, he'll always tell you, no, we're worried about 1 week at a time. I don't want to hear about Radnor till after tonight. I don't want to hear about Upper Darby and so forth. But those of us looking ahead just a little bit, can smell it. This is exciting for the kids, and even in pregame tonight, in that pregame huddle, it was mentioned to say, look, this is our next big step here if we want that Central League title. So, again, still 3 weeks of the regular season to go after this weekend. But, Mike, this is something the Panthers, it's been a long time since they've been able to say, we're Central League champs.
No doubt, and the last time they played together, Ridley and Haven, was in 2019. And that was a pretty one-sided battle, very unusual for this, because both teams, no matter how well they're doing or not doing during the season, this is circled. In spite of Coach Clancy's one game at a time, these kids all know each other, and they've played each other in other sports as well as possibly Pop Warner, Little League, football and baseball. So they're very familiar, and this and Garner Valley are the two teams that you always want to try to beat. Garner Valley's had the upper hand for many years now. Ridley's been a little fluctuating. They've had good years and bad years. They always tend to be. When you say Ridley's had a bad year, they're 7-3.
Right.
So it's not like they ever get a 2-8 or something. But so this is a year that if you look at the newspapers, they're all favoring us to win. And that and the fact that Ridley lost badly, in 2019 means absolutely nothing. A lot of these kids weren't even in school then. They certainly weren't playing then. There is school pride in the idea that you want to come in. I know that during the great years that Haven had at the end of the last century, 1999, 2000, 2001. the senior class, I think in 2002, was the first senior class that had never lost a game to Ridley football over their 4 years. So, and everybody remarked on it, and it's just because it's so unusual. So that tells you what the rivalry is. And yeah, Haven may be favored by all those people who like to make choices and stuff, but the reality is that you got to come out and play the game, and people have bad nights, and people can't make connections, and there's all sorts of variables that go on. I am very excited for this game. I think it's a coin toss. I can look at talent on both sides and say, if Ridley plays the game that they should play, they can win this thing. And I think if Haven plays the game they can play, they should win this thing. So the question is, are both teams going to come in and play their games, which should make this a very heavily contested contest? And
all that being said, one other factor to consider here as we talk about Central League championships, and again, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, Garnet Valley's won 4 in a row, and they are still undefeated in the league. The circumstance in this case is that Garnet Valley and Strath Haven are not going to meet this year. And so, in theory, if Strath Haven were to run the table, if Garnet Valley wins their next 3 games, starting with Pencrest homecoming tonight over in Glen Mills, both teams would run the table undefeated and have a share of the Central League title, much like Ridley did in their last Central title, which came back in 2015. When they shared it with, I guess that was Springfield and Marple Newtown, a 3-way venture where everybody had one loss. They all beat each other up at some point or didn't play one another.
Right.
So, again, just bragging rights aside here, Strath Haven, the history, yes, 2019, very good win for the Panthers that night. That was John Prochniak and Ebo Pio running wild on a night that we honored the 1999 state champs who were back for a reunion. But that being said, the last win for Strath Haven before that was back in 2005. Mm-hmm. They haven't beaten Ridley on this field since 2002. So we're looking at a 20-year slump here on Morton Avenue for the Panthers, looking to turn the tide tonight for sure. Probably looking to help in that regard. Sam Milligan will be back under center at quarterback tonight. He and Jake Kitchen filled in admirably when Sam really hasn't played quarterback since week 1, and even in that case didn't throw a pass because he had injured himself early in that win over Interborough. So, for the Panthers to be 6-0, if you'd said back in early August to say, do you think you could be 6-0, and Sam Milligan hasn't thrown a pass yet, I think a lot of people would have shook their heads at that idea. But here we are. This offense here is continuing to pile up yardage on the ground. The offensive line has been tremendous, and you mix in Bob Fuskas and Anthony Crawford as a 1-2 punch in the backfield. Austin Connor, Chase Nangle, Milligan over the last couple weeks getting a handful of carries. It's been incredibly impressive in this ground attack.
Well, and this is a good segue into Jake Kitchen. I mean, he came in not expecting to take much in the way of snaps in varsity, was called up, had a little shaky of a start, which is understandable. He was probably, although he would never admit this, scared to death and extremely nervous. But he's accounted well for himself, and every week he's gotten stronger. Last week he threw some nice passes. He's had a couple of nice passes over time. But, the rest of the team stepped up to protect him and make sure that he, would feel comfortable in his role. He did. He led them to victories, good for him. And I think we may see some interesting trick plays tonight where, Kitchen comes back in, takes the snap, maybe tosses it over to Milligan. Milligan turns around and throws it 40 yards. I mean, and of course, as a defense, what do you cover in that case? Do you rush up on the running back? Because Milligan can run. You can't let him have free reign. But on the other hand, if you rush up to catch him and you leave your receivers open, you're going to get killed. So it leads to some interesting potential. We may even have a screen pass built. No, I doubt that.
Well,
why be crazy?
Ridley will be ready. Dave Wood, your head coach, has been here a handful of years now, and coming off a district semifinal appearance a year ago, coming off a 12-2 record, terrific season a year ago for Ridley, and they come in at 4-2 tonight. Took their lumps in week 1 on a trip to Florida, but since then, their only loss was to Garnet Valley. That 35-7 score, not at all indicative of how that game went. Ridley had the ball inside the Garnet Valley 23 times and came away with no points. So they moved the ball well with sophomore quarterback Ryan Carroll at the helm. They mix in a lot of wildcat formations with Paul Jackson. We'll see a good bit of him taking direct snaps tonight, I would expect. And you have the game breakers on the outside. Number 5, Kameen Powell, and number 2, Kamir Stevenson. They can score from anywhere on the field, so the Panther defense will have to account for them for sure. On the defensive side, Ridley coming off a shutout of Lower Merion a week ago. So again, this defense has certainly done its job on really most weeks. Again, tough start down in Florida. Gave up 35 to Garnet Valley, although 7 of those were off an interception return, so that really wasn't on the defense.
Right.
So again, this is a Ridley team that's going to be game tonight. Absolutely looking to put a blemish on that Strathaven undefeated mark on the opposite sideline.
Oh, they'd love to put them in an undefeated column, or to break the undefeated column.
You can see Strathaven has made their way to their far sideline. They are in the road whites tonight, silver helmets, silver pants, and black numerals. Ridley ready to make an entrance as well. They'll come in on the right of your screen in their green helmets, green jerseys with white numerals and white pants. So Ridley just, again, looking to take care of business here on their home field. They are 22-13 all-time against Strathaven. We mentioned 23 Central League titles to their credit. Strathaven with 11 over the years, although it was they've been in business just a little bit less time than Ridley. Is approaching 100 years of football here at with the Green Mystique. And they make their way out on the field, and as expected, should be very excited for this one. At game of the week in Delaware County for sure. We will get some updates, we hope, from other places around. Chester at Penwood tonight. Undefeated Chester against winless Penwood, I should say. One other game in Chester County of note that is not going to be played tonight. Coatesville and Downingtown West has been postponed. They are looking to hopefully reschedule sometime this weekend, maybe even as late as Monday. They're working that out, but again, some unfortunate nonsense on social media today with some threats has postponed that game out in Chester County. A lot of people were looking forward to that one, including yours truly. So we will wait to hear more about that. Closer to home, though, Pencrest on the road at Garnet Valley for Garnet Valley's homecoming tonight. We'll get updates from there. Springfield and Conestoga should be a really good one. We'll see how the Cougars hold up on the road up in Berwyn. Unionville Kennett out in Chester County should be another good one and have an impact on the 5A playoffs. We'll talk more about that at halftime as well. Captain's meeting in midfield. David Rainey is your two-way lineman for the Raiders, wearing 57. Paul Jackson wears number 3, and Sean O'Donovan wears number 15. And Ridley has deferred, which means Strathaven looks to be receiving the opening kickoff and moving right to left. The captains shaking hands at midfield. Anthony Crawford, Sam Milligan, Ben Faribault, and Bob Fuskas. And we will be getting ready to go here with the national anthem momentarily. So, with that being said, why don't we take a short time out, be back in just a moment for the tail end of the Star Spangled Banner and a whole lot more. Opening kickoff minutes away now on havenfootball.net.
Welcome to Allstate, where everyone saves when they bundle their home and auto insurance. Isn't that right, Frank?
I saved 25%. Booyah.
You protected your casa?
Sure did.
And the Frank tank?
You know it.
And now you're relaxing.
I'm working from home.
Sure you are. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Your local Allstate agent is Steve Taub in media. Give him a call at 610-566-3500.
This is Keith Jackson. You're listening to High School Football right here on havenfootball.net.
That's the Star Spangled Banner. Did not catch the name of the Ridley High School student who performed it, but beautiful job and ready to rock and roll here on havenfootball.net, week 7 of the high school football season. And Ridley will have it teed up here momentarily with junior kicker Tim Abdel-Latif, who also spends some time on the wrestling mat in the winter. And just speaking of wrestling, you've got a good chunk of the Strath Haven lineup as a football lineup that will spend time on the mat as well and look to make some noise in the Central League on that front as well. Standing deep to return the kickoff, Chase Nangle, right between the hash marks. To his left is James Fisher. To his right, Austin Connor. And Tim Abdel-Latif puts the tee down just inside this near hash mark and will be ready to go. Panthers should be aware of maybe some pooch kicks or even an onside attempt here as Ridley wants to get momentum quickly. And here we go. Tim Abdel-Latif, hand in the air, checks each side and ready to go. Here we go. Underway, a line drive kick's going to come to Nangle at the 11-yard line. Looking for room up the hash mark, looking for a block. Finds room momentarily, but boy, is he belted across the 25-yard line. Spins his way to the 26, but nice work right there on the tackle by number 40, Nathan Farrar. For the Panthers on offense, it'll be Sam Milligan at quarterback. Bob Fuskas and Austin Connor are your halfbacks. Anthony Crawford is your fullback. Two tight ends, Marco Kauffman and Ben Faribaugh. Carter Law is your guard. Gavin Pilson and Jackson Jeremiah are the guards, rather. Carter Law is your center. Tackles are Will Luthold and Billy Brown. We will see a good bit of Ryan Weinberg as well. On 1st and 10, this is Crawford looking for running room. Into the secondary he goes, and he's near first down yardage. Not a bad start for the Panthers. Take him out to the 39, gain of 11, and a Panther first down.
Brought down by number 24, Jeremy Stranix.
For the defense, for Ridley, Hayden Brown, Jason Howarth, and Nahaj Salim are your down 3. Outside backers, Stephen Gerace and Paul Jackson. Inside backers, Connor Kelly and Billy Bear. The corners are Kamir Stevenson and Owen Bosak. Your safeties, Stephen O'Donovan and Joseph O'Donovan. On 1st and 10 from the 39. Milligan turns, gives Austin Connor not much room that time as Gerace coming in from the backside drops him after a loss of 1. Good work there by Stephen Gerace on the stop. 2nd down and 9.
Stephen Gerace. Pick up of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9. For the
opening drive here for the Panthers started at their 28. We will look to keep things moving here as Milligan walks in the play. 2nd down and 9, nose of the football on their own 40. Panthers with Kauffman tight end to the right, Faribaugh to the left. 8-man front for Ridley. Motion man is Connor. They give it to the fullback, and that's Crawford pushing out to the 44. Brings up 3rd down and about 6.
Crawford with the carry for the Panthers.
Better read that time from the inside linebackers for Ridley.
But
Strath Haven's going to feel pretty good about about just moving the ball. They're averaging nearly 8 yards a carry coming in. My guess is we'll say, hey, we're going to run the ball until someone shows they can stop it. Ryan Weinberg checks in at right guard. 3rd down and 6 upcoming. Wing to the right is Fuskas. Motion man is Connor, and now they go quarterback sweep here, and not much doing. Good work there by number 51 on the backside. Crashing through there is Billy Bear, and the punt team comes on. Panthers get 1 first down, but quarterback sweep goes nowhere, and the punt team comes on. Sam Milligan will look to kick it away to the ever-dangerous number 5, Kameen Powell, who waits inside the 25. So, Panthers tried something with a little wrinkle there, following the halfbacks, and Milligan caught from behind. 4th and about 6. Milligan takes the snap. They come after him, and they do get away. They hit him, but I guess they got a piece of the football here, and it is going to come dead at the 40-yard line. They're going to say it was deflected. Partially blocked punt for Ridley. Momentum and very good field position for the Green Raiders to start here. Ryan Carroll's your quarterback. Alante Smith is your running back. Slot backs are Kameen Powell and Paul Jackson. Split ends, Kamir Stevenson and Stephen O'Donovan. Center is David Rainey, Emilio Nieves, and Hayden Brown are your guards. Billy Bear and Antonio Sahir are your tackles. Look for a spread offense here from Ridley to start. Ridley sent everybody. Had not 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Panthers just couldn't get them blocked. All right. Powell split to the near side. I formation under center. Jackson comes in motion. They give it to Smith. Not much doing there. And, oh, look at that. He takes Anthony Crawford for a bit of a ride out near the 44, maybe 45. See where they spot this one. But gain of 5 on first down for Alante Smith. Crawford on the tackle. He's an inside linebacker tonight with Marco Kauffman. The outside backers, Bobby Fuskas and James Fisher. Defensive tackles up front, Jason Williams and Ben Faribault. The ends are Austin Connor and Vince Hales. We'll get to the secondary in a moment, but they go no huddle here, 2nd down and 5. Ryan Carroll under center. They give to the fullback right up the middle. Not much doing this time. Jason Williams and friends stack it up pretty nicely that time, and Ben Faribault on the stop after a gain of just 2. Who was that? Was that 28?
I didn't see.
Gerace, I think, on the carry. All right, 3rd down and about 3. Again, no huddle, but looking for spread here.
Raiders brought down by the interior line of the Strath Haven defense. Pickup of 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 3.
All right, 3rd down and 3 from the 47. Pistol look for the first time here. Carroll in the gun. A back on his left hip now. Quarterback keeper up the middle he goes. He ducks under a man and crosses midfield for the first down. Gain of 4 for Ryan Carroll, the sophomore.
Paul Jackson
moves the chains for the Raiders here with
down.
8:18 to play here in the opening quarter.
So the Ridley draws first blood relative to the first down. So we'll see what happens here.
They even got 1 on their first play and then 3 and out after that. Here we go, no huddle once again. Carroll in the shotgun. He'll give inside and not much doing. Running hard. Nice work there by O'Donovan. Should have been a gain of about maybe 1 or 2. Instead, give him 3 or 4. See where they put this down at the 46. Gain of 3 there for O'Donovan.
Anthony Crawford. Pickup of 3 on the play.
2nd down and 7.
Yeah, you know, Haven is up against the same kind of running backs that they tend to throw at people, so this should be interesting to see how defense copes.
Alante Smith checks into the game as the tailback here. Trips to the right. Now they shift to the left hip is O'Donovan. Powell comes in motion to the near side. Back to pass for the first time. Carroll, all sorts of time. Down the middle he goes. He's wide open is Jackson, who spins his way down to the Strath Haven 20-yard line. Gain of 26 and a Ridley first down. Terrific time and pocket there for Carroll. They'll put it down at the 21, and Ridley again, no huddle. Panthers on their heels now. Ball at the 21-yard line.
First and 10 from the Strath Haven 21-yard line.
All right, Panthers need a little bit of a wake-up call and maybe some pressure from that front 4 here. O'Donovan shifts as a tailback to the right. Now quarterback keeper here on the Wildcat, and getting maybe a yard is Jackson, and he paid for it. Milligan stepped up to make the hit as well. Williams had a hold of him as well, so Jackson will run Wildcat down near the red zone. In watching film a good bit leading up to this game, and Jackson checks out now. Ryan Carroll back in. Jason Angle checks out, and Matt Jones in at corner for the Panthers. Carroll, pistol look, now shifts Alante Smith to his right hip. Takes the snap, looks outside, fires on the slant, complete. This is Stevenson, makes a grab and down inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Quick slant, get it out of his hands quickly. It'll be first and goal to go, 13-yard gain.
One of my
Carroll
favorite,
2 for 2 throwing it.
One of my favorite plays that we don't run, slant pass.
First and goal from the 7. Checking into the game now at tight end,
number
6, Nahaj Salim.
Strath Haven 6-yard line.
It's an interesting gut check for the defense here. We'll see what they can do.
5:56 and counting to play here in the opening quarter. Strath Haven defense on their heels. First and goal to go here for the Raiders. Student body left. It's Jackson on the keeper out of the Wildcat. He'll get stood up there by Milligan on the cutback. Give him about 2, and it brings up 2nd down and goal. Nice work right there by the Panther defense. Holding at the point of attack, forced the cutback, and Milligan steps up to make the stop. Clock ticks, 5:25 and counting to play here in the first. 2nd and goal to go for Ridley. Defense with a good stop against Strath Haven to start things. A partially blocked punt set him up with a short field, and now here's timeout Ridley with 5:17 to go. We'll take a short timeout with them. Be back in just a moment. Strath Haven defense trying to hold off the Raiders here in the opening quarter. No score. Be back in a moment on havenfootball.net.
Your car is probably your second biggest investment, and AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven wants to keep that investment in tip-top shape. AMF Auto Clinic has been maintaining automobiles since 1961, and they take pride in their work and in keeping your car in perfect running order. From inspections to general maintenance and repair, you can trust your auto investment to AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven. Call for an appointment today at 610-872-2167.
Welcome back. Here we go. Second and goal. Wildcat look here. Paul Jackson looking to take the snap. They fake the Jets. Jackson looking, going to try to throw it into the end zone. It's intercepted! Intercepted in the end zone by James Fisher. His first pick of the year. Could not have come at a bigger time. They try the little pop pass. And James Fisher sniffs it out and hauls it in. Big time turnover for the Panther defense. They were on their heels with Ridley just 4 yards from the goal line.
Wow, big turnover.
Well, Ridley tried to get a little cute there. We were talking before the game, saying, I've never seen Jackson throw out of that formation. They maybe will occasionally hand it off as a jet, but he usually just keeps it on that Wildcat look. In this case, James Fisher with the takeaway. 5:11 to go here in the opening quarter. Panthers have it at the 20-yard line after the touchback. All right, Milligan with a wing T behind him, two tight ends in front of him. Sends Austin Connor in motion. They go toss play to that right side. Connor trying to turn upfield, shakes a tackle, stretches out near the 25, maybe 26-yard line. Austin Connor sets them up, second down and about 4.
Number 35, Austin
Panthers seem to
Panthers.
favor that right side of the line right now in the early going.
Pickup of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Second down and 4 and a little bit of breathing room. And, boy, that's taking the wind out of Ridley's sails momentarily. But the defense trying to make a stop here to get the momentum back. Second down and 4. Play fake, and now a give. Sweep to this near side. This is Fuskas on the cutback. First down yardage across the 30, out to the 33. Give him 9 more, and a first down. Bob Fuskas.
Boy, nice pull blocking. That I think it was the right tackle or the right guard. One of the two came out and just planted a Ridley defender. Just cleared the way for Fuskas to come in.
There's Ryan Weinberg at right guard. He checks out at the moment, and Jeremiah checks back in. First and 10 for the Panthers at their own 33. Fuskas comes in averaging 9.3 yards per carry. Picked up 9 on his first touch tonight. He's wing to the right. Give inside is to Crawford. Lots of room off the right side. It cuts back inside across the 40. Looked like he had a little room if he bounced it, but instead he'll take 7 yards out to the 41-yard line. 8 yards, rather. Hard to argue with Crawford coming off a 200-yard effort.
Right, let him do what he wants.
232 and 3 scores a week ago against Pencrest. Pencrest, quick score update. They trail Garnet Valley 14-0 in the first. Here, Strathaven out at their 41-yard line, second down and about 3. Give is to Crawford. Finds his way for a couple. Didn't look like he had very much, but he'll get them into a 3rd and 1 spot here out to the 42. And lots of movement in the backfield that time, maybe, but Ridley not fooled on the interior line. Good work there by number 56. That's McLaughlin in the game now. Nate McLaughlin, the senior, in a defensive tackle. Milligan on 3rd and 1. He's going to just push the pile, get some help from his buddies, and drives the pile out to the 48-yard line. Give Milligan 7 and a Panther first down.
Well, now this is the game they wanted to do. We haven't seen anybody throw a ball yet, but for the Panthers, obviously, Ridley's been doing very well in the air.
All right. Fresh set of downs here for Strathaven at the 48-yard line. 2:51 and counting to play here in the opening quarter. Wing to the right, Bob Fuskas. Connor and Crawford in the backfield behind Milligan. Turns, gives to Connor, looking for room, lowers his shoulders, bounces his way across from the midfield stripe, and give him forward progress to the Ridley 48.
35, Austin Connor.
Good, tough 4 yards there for the senior, Austin Connor. There's another guy, comes in averaging 8 yards a carry. Of the 4 guys who get the most carries, Anthony Crawford has the lowest yards per carry at 7.9. So, again, Strathaven has found a way all season long to just ground and pound, trying to do the same here on second down and about 6. This is Crawford, running room off the right side, into the secondary, sees Park, 30, 25, 20. Anthony Crawford will go 48 yards to pay dirt, and the Panthers on the board first with 1:57 to go in the first.
Number 34, Anthony.
Well, he read that cut that time, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure knew which way to turn on that one. We're watching it again on replay. That was just a clear shot, no doubt about it.
Beautifully done there by Crawford, and lots of help from the right side of that line. Will Luthold, and I think it was Marco Kauffman lined up that time. All right, on to attempt the extra point. Tim Steyer. Evan Maneker out of the lineup tonight. It looks like it'll be, I think that's Austin Connor, the long snap here. Snap is a good one. Ball spotted. Steyer gets it away plenty long enough, and it is good. Well, Panthers on the board first, 7-0 with 1:57 to play. Anthony Crawford strikes fast, and we'll get back to it here with the Ridley offense when we come back in a moment on havenfootball.net.
Looking for pre-K child care with an emphasis on learning? Ducklings Early Learning Center is available for children 6 weeks to 5 years old, within 1 block of Nether Providence Elementary School, on Moore Road in Wallingford. At Ducklings, our college-educated teachers create a safe, nurturing educational environment in our beautiful facility. Call Ducklings today for an appointment at 610-936-9400.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
1:57 to go here in the opening quarter. Strathaven 7, Ridley nothing. An 80-yard scoring drive after James Fisher's interception in the end zone squashes momentum for Ridley, and now the Ridley offense trying to take it back. Crawford just exploded off that right side for his 14th touchdown of the season. And Tim Steyer ready to kick it away for the first time tonight. All right. Deep to return. Looks like Stevenson and Powell. Here's a booming kick from Steyer over everybody's head. Takes a hop at the 2, and there's a touchback. How about that?
Wow, I really expect him to kick to the 30 again.
Yeah, Steyer, they've tried that sky kick for a good chunk of the season. Just float it out there and say, all right, we'll give you the ball at the 30. But Steyer has the leg for it. Even a night after a soccer game where he was awfully busy with the men's soccer team last night. Nice work by Steyer to give Ridley a long field here. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Ridley moved it well after the partially blocked punt to start the game. Their last drive started at the 40, ended at the goal line basically, but just in the wrong hands. All right, Ryan Carroll in the shotgun here. Alante Smith on his hip. Motion man is Jackson. He takes a snap, looking out to his right, floats it to the flat, complete to Jackson. Chase Nangle stands him up, and then on to finish him off is Bob Fuskas. They're going to lose 2 yards on that play, and it brings up 2nd down and 12. Good stop by Nangle on the corner here. He's been fantastic all season long. And Jackson dropped for a loss. 2nd down and about 12. No huddle again for Ridley. Stevenson at the top of your screen to the left, along with Jackson and O'Donovan. Powell to the near side. Alante Smith in the backfield. Carroll back to pass again. Looking, steps up, fires to the outside. Has a man out there. It's complete. And 25, 30-yard line, and rolling his way to first down yardage is O'Donovan out to the 32. Gain of 14, maybe 15. See where they spot this one. But nice work there by Steve O'Donovan.
For a Green Raiders first down.
We'll put it down at the 32, 13. Yeah, all right.
It'll be 1st and 10 Green Raiders.
Carroll 4 for 4, throwing it for 49 yards now. Vince Hales shifts, has a defensive end to the other side of the line. I formation for the Raiders. Gives the tailback Alante Smith, and he'll lunge forward across the 35 out to the 37. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. And
number 25,
Ridley
Alante
keeping
Smith
people honest here with
Raiders, brought down by number 34,
mixing in that occasional I formation, and got to hand it off a little bit. And again, not huge yardage in the run game just yet, but it's 4 different ball carriers, 5 different ball carriers now for the Green Raiders.
Yeah, they've had great success in the air, and boy, Haven's going to have to crack back on that somehow. Either get a rush going, try to get a quarterback, or just coverage. Coverage.
First-year offensive coordinator Rick Larkin, another Ridley alum, and I remember calling his games many years ago. 2nd down and 6. Back to pass off the play fake. Carroll has time, now running out of it. Scrambles to this near side, throws high and incomplete. Fisher in coverage there, looking for the big tight end, number 26. Greg Marcich. Marcich went high to get it, but that pass just a little bit too tall. And that will do it for the first quarter. So, kind of snuck up on us. Fast-moving first quarter. Strathaven with a 7-point lead, but Ridley with the football when we come back for second quarter action. Glad you're joining us live or on the archive. Be back in a moment on havenfootball.net.
Gridiron Club is a fundraising organization affiliated with the Football Parents Association. We raise money to support the Strath Haven football team and other Strath Haven sports teams. We could not be successful without the help of the following key supporters for the 2022-23 sports season. Our thanks and appreciation to Jessica Mudrick and Berkshire Hathaway Home Services in Media, Haven by McCann in Nether Providence, KDI Office Technology in Aston. The Haven Gridiron Club and all the student athletes at Strath Haven are grateful for your support. Go Panthers!
This is Keith Jackson reminding you.
Moving right to left as we start this second quarter. There's going to be a flag pre-snap. I think you're going to end up with false start here against the Green Raiders. Unfortunate now to turn them into 3rd and long. But here we are. All right, Brian Carroll with the play-by-play tonight. Mike Mayer doing the color commentary and engineering of the broadcast. Pete Fulginiti will join us at halftime, of course, and Andrew Kauffman down in Georgia tonight, but we'll get him back in person next week. He'll keep us posted with maybe some stat updates at halftime. All right, so Ridley.
See what happens when you rush my broadcast and you get a penalty. You got to take your time.
Here we are. Paul Jackson checks back in the game as Gerace checks out. Okay. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left of the formation. 3rd down and 11. Ridley will snap it from their own 33, I guess. Let's see.
34.
They're just
33,
okay,
yeah, you're right.
All right, I think they're going to reset the clock here.
No.
All right. They have to reset the clock as that was a pre-snap penalty. Need to reset the 12 minutes here, so they're waiting for the score clock to be adjusted. And here we go. Okay. All right, here we go. From the 32, 3rd down and 11, Ryan Carroll sends Jackson in motion from right to left. He resets in the slot. Back to pass. Looking, has time, fires underneath. It's to Jackson, and good work by Kauffman and Fisher to wrap him up at the 35. Gain of just 3 on the play. Kauffman got a hold of him long enough for Fisher to slam the door. 4th and 8 upcoming for Ridley, and the punt team comes on for the first time tonight. So good tackling here by the Panthers in the early going. They'll need to keep that up for sure. 3 catches tonight for Jackson for 27 yards unofficially. Deep to return here for the Panthers. Chase Nangle and Sam Milligan. Jackson with an end-over-end kick, fair catch signal for and made by Nangle at the 37-yard line, and Strath Haven with a 7-0 lead and ready to go here at the 11:19 mark of this second quarter. Andrew Kauffman's trying to send you a text there, Mike. I don't know what it's all about, but something about your camera maybe. Who knows?
Everybody's a critic, you know?
Here we are. Panthers football from the far hash mark, left to right now in this second quarter. Fuskas, wing to the right. Connor, wing to the left. Milligan under center, Fuskas in motion. It's Fuskas off the left side. He's still on his feet, and he's dragging tacklers out to the midfield stripe. 13 yards later, Bob Fuskas has another Panther first down. He is just, I mean, as much as you've got a sledgehammer at fullback with Crawford, you put Fuskas in there, and I have yet to see one person tackle him. It's usually 3 or 4 opposing shirts that need to slow him down. And Bob Fuskas, 24 yards on just 2 carries so far. He's in the backfield next to Crawford this time. Connor wing to the left, play fake, and now rolling to his right is Milligan. Has time, going to keep it himself. 50, 45, stiff arm, and he'll lower the shoulder down near first down yardage. We'll see. If they give him the 40, they're going to move the chains, and they do. Out of bounds he goes. That stops the clock momentarily, but 10 yards later,
first down.
Sam Milligan has the Panthers in Ridley territory.
Raiders 40-yard line.
Oh, this is developing into Strath Haven's game. They just want to keep pounding away at it, and Ridley's not able to stop the run.
Milk the clock and turn them into points. Two tight ends, Faribault to the right, Kauffman to the left. First down gives to Anthony Crawford, off left tackle for a few. Not much that time as Connor Kelly and others held up well for the defense. Kelly, just a sophomore, as an inside linebacker, actually started there last year. So a sophomore who's a 2-year starter already, not too bad, huh?
Yep, it wasn't my history. I kept that bench warm for 3 solid years. Well, really 4. I didn't start that much my senior year either. Played a lot of JV ball, though. Loved it.
74 yards on 6 carries for Crawford. He's your fullback again here. First down, fake to Crawford, give is to Fuskas. Gets a block from Jeremiah, but not much doing after that. Excellent pursuit from Bear, along with number 56, your defensive tackle, Nate McLaughlin. So Fuskas gets maybe a yard, brings up 3rd down and 7 from the Ridley 37. So assuming there's no negative play here, probably 4-down territory here for the Panthers.
I don't see them punting it.
9:20 and counting to play here in the first half. Strath Haven looking at 3rd and 7 from the Ridley 37. Quick hitter to Crawford, not much doing. Hayden Brown there to meet him. Nice work there by the defensive tackle, along with Gerace. At the outside backer crashing in. 4th and 5 upcoming. Now decision time.
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought they might try the quick hitter up the center, but I thought, I don't know that you want to do that against Ridley, but they did. Didn't work out real well. I think a 2nd and long is, we do a lot of quick hitters up the middle. I think it becomes a little readable, so it's easier for a good team to kind of anticipate and stuff it.
4th and 5.
Maybe we see our first pass tonight.
Or a hard count, perhaps. We'll see. All right, Milligan under center. Tight end to the right is Kauffman. T formation. Play fake. Rolling to his right is Milligan. Has time. Looking. He's going to fake it. Keep it himself. Stiff arm. Still on his feet at the 20. Dances away from one man. And finally driven out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Sam Milligan. All the way to the 13, 22 yards later. Panthers in business in the red zone, 1st and 10.
I'll tell you, that is a backbreaker on defense. You got them tied in, you got them get decent yardage for first down, and they just run right down your throat, fake it, and just, now they're in the red zone.
38 yards rushing for Milligan already here. 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the 13. Fuskas off the left side on the cutback. He'll pick up a few. Bounces forward inside the 10, down to the 6. Looked like the momentum of the tackle gave him an extra 4 or 5 yards there. He'll take it for a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd down and about 3. Panthers on the move. Last we heard, Marple Newtown and Upper Darby scoreless late in the first.
Wow.
Here, 7-0 Strath Haven, and looking for more now. 2nd down and 3 from the Ridley 6. Milligan with a T formation behind him. Play fake, nope, give it to Crawford. Right up the middle he goes. He barrels his way in for the 2nd time tonight. 2 touchdowns for Anthony Crawford. This one from 6 yards out, and the Panthers lead it 13-0, extra point pending. Well, that's just beautiful work up front. The center, the left guard, Gavin Pilson, and Billy Brown at left tackle, just plowing the way. And Crawford took 2 guys for a ride. All right. Matt Jones is actually your long snapper tonight. The sophomore over the football. Chase Nangle takes a knee at the 10 for Tim Steyer's 2nd extra point attempt. Ball spotted. Kick is not quite away. It looks like they got a piece of it. Flying in off the edge is O'Donovan. And the Panthers have their extra point blocked. 13-0 is our score. Be back in just a moment. Ridley with plenty of time in the second quarter, trying to get some momentum for the offense when we come back on havenfootball.net.
you looking to start an exciting career in the healthcare field? Then Keystone Quality Transport is looking for you. Keystone Quality Transport, the region's premier non-emergency medical transportation company, offers a full scholarship into a comprehensive emergency medical technician certification program. Would you like to obtain a National Registry Emergency Medical Technician certification and earn $20 per hour to start? Send an email to hr@kqthealth.com. Start your rewarding healthcare career today.
This is Keith Jackson reminding you you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to Phil Marion Field. Ridley on their home turf tonight, trying to extend a 20-year drought for Strath Haven since they've won on this field, but the Panthers up 13-0 with 7:18 to play here in the first half. Ridley offense looking for good field position. Stevenson and Powell await inside the 10. See if Steyer booms one or maybe chips one to one of the up men. We'll see. Steyer, high end over end kick. This will be Stevenson from the 8-yard line. Looking for room up the middle. Gets a block momentarily, and then shaking that block is the sophomore Shane Green, dropping him at the 29, maybe 30-yard line. Good work there by Green on the stop. Stevenson with 22 on the return, and solid field position for the Raiders here in the second quarter. Well, Anthony Crawford, 15 touchdowns now on the season.
29-yard line.
It's been, with Haven stopping with that interception on Ridley's drive, this has really hurt. Ridley's got to get some points here.
All right, Ryan Carroll with a pistol look. Owen Bosack in the game on his left hip. Motion man is Donovan, and he sets up slot left. Give on the first down carry. This is Bosack. He'll lose a yard, I believe.
No, I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, but he got caught from behind.
Nice work right there. That was, I think, Austin Connor on the stop. Was that 35?
I didn't see it.
Off the back edge.
Carry for the Green Raiders, brought down by number 35,
Yep.
Austin
Yep.
Connor.
Okay.
He actually got a yard on that one.
2nd and 9, Green Raiders from their own 30-yard line.
All right, 2nd and 9. We'll call it with 6:48 and counting to play here in the second quarter. O'Donovan, slot to the right. Slot to the left is Jackson. They give it to him. This is actually a completed pass, this little shovel in the backfield, and he'll follow blockers. Nice work by Jackson, carrying tacklers and keeps the legs churning out to the 43-yard line. Good work there by Paul Jackson. Give him 13 on, we'll call it a reception, is that little two-hand flip becoming more and more popular because it's really a low-risk play. If they drop it, if you mess up the exchange, it's an incomplete pass. Right. So Jackson now 4 catches on the evening for 42 yards. 1st and 10 for the Raiders from the 43-yard line. Motion man again. This is Bosack looking for room. Nope, says Bob Fuskas. Ooh. Not much doing for Bosack, and
he looked like he had an opening, and then Fuskas just closed it down and shut him down.
2nd down and 9. This is where the Panther defense wants to be. You don't want to be in 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3. You get a stop and force Ridley into maybe some more obvious passing situations, and then let the defense pin their ears back. Although Ridley's line has held up very well thus far. 2nd down and 9. Lots of time for Carroll. Steps up. He wants it all. Deep down the seam. It's going to be intercepted by Milligan. 30, 35, 40. Convoy in front of him is going to need one block. 40, 35, 30. Fisher with a block. Cutting back, and Sam Milligan tripped up inside the 20 at the 19. His 5th interception of the year has tilted the field again. And the Panthers in business now with another interception. 2nd turnover of the night for the Panther defense.
First and 10 from the Green Raiders.
Excellent coverage. Just excellent coverage. Again, very good pass protection. A nice pocket for Ryan Carroll there, but Milligan can cover some ground out there, and 5 interceptions later.
In the first quarter, Garnet Valley 27.
All right. From the 17-yard line. Strath Haven in business now, trying to go up by 3 scores. 5:33 to play here in the second quarter. Ryan Weinberg in at right guard, opposite Gavin Pilson at the left side. Wing to the right is Fuskas. On 1st down, this is Crawford. Off the left side, he'll push for a few inside the 15. Down for a gain of 3.
Crawford with the carry for the Panthers.
Crawford, 9 carries for 85 yards and 2 scores already. Clock continuing to melt. This is exactly how Coach Clancy wants it, isn't
That's
it?
right. Now well, listen, Ridley's throwing it, and, it just hasn't been on the money, and Haven's been back there. But he's been successful with it. It just, the more you throw, the more dangerous it becomes.
2 tight ends here. Again, same formation for the Panthers. Wing to the left this time is Austin Connor. Motion man is Fuskas off the left side. This is Crawford. He keeps the shoulder pads low and works his way down to the maybe 8-yard line. I guess they'll put it down at the 9. We'll call it third down and about 2.
Brought down by number 28, Steven Gerace.
Gerace, the outside linebacker on the stop. 90 yards for Crawford now. Still 4:29 and counting to play here in the second quarter. Panthers hustle to the line. Kauffman tight end to the left. Faribault to the right. On 3rd and 1, Milligan under center. Needs a yard. He has that and then some. They'll still keep pushing the pile. Still no whistle. Milligan down finally at the 3-yard line. Boys are on the squat rack in the summertime, and it's showing up.
Oh, yeah. They run 3 quarterback sneaks, and it's just been dominating each time.
Well, and the guys pushing him from the back. You figure you got Fuskas and Crawford behind him.
That's right.
Giving him a little assist.
Like a steamroller.
1st and goal to go from the 3. Milligan under center. Wing to the right is Fuskas. On 1st and goal. Crawford one more time up the middle, in for the 3rd time tonight. This is not an instant replay. This is Anthony Crawford's 3rd visit to the end zone.
Although this is an instant replay.
And there you go, Mike.
Carries for a Strath Haven touchdown.
3:49 to go here before halftime, and the Panthers, I think, are going to keep the offense on the field here, try to get back on schedule. After the blocked extra point, they will go for 2 here with 3:49 to go here in the second. So Crawford with a 3-yard run for 6 points, and now they look for 2 more. 19-0. Panthers will go for 2. Wing to the left is Austin Connor. 10 men in the box. Back to pass is Milligan. Looking, has a little time. Now going to keep it himself. Take it in for the 2-point conversion. And the Panthers get back on schedule. 21-0. Milligan in for 2 more. Take a short break, see what Ridley can do when we come back late in the second quarter. Stick with us. You're listening live to High School Football on havenfootball.net.
Selling or buying a home is serious business, and for serious business the key to your success is to work with an experienced agent. Sandy McCulley has over 20 years of real estate experience and is a seller representative specialist as well as a certified residential specialist. Sandy specializes in Delaware County real estate. Sandy conveniently works out of the Media Berkshire Hathaway Home Marketing Center in Media. Let Sandy's experience be your advantage in today's multifaceted real estate market. Give Sandy a call at 610-368-6641.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to Phil Marion Field. 21-0 Strath Haven on top of Ridley here. 3:49 to go in the first half. End over end kick. This is going to come down to Stevenson at the 9-yard line. Looking for room up the left hash mark with a little bit of speed, and then he's wrapped up there by Austin Connor and slings him forward to the 35-yard line. So again, decent field position here for the Green Raiders. Vince Hale's in on the stop as well.
Green Raiders will be first
and so it'll be 1st and 10. Quick score update. Scoreless, Springfield and Conestoga at the end of the first. Garnet Valley all over Pencrest, 33-0 in the second quarter.
Not unexpected.
Not unexpected, but again,
sad.
Tough.
Yeah,
tough for
football.
Pencrest coming off of a lopsided game last week. Marple Newtown trails Upper Darby 7-6. All right, here we go. Ryan Carroll in the shotgun, give inside to Zalante Smith. Looking to stretch play to the left side. He'll be bumped down there by Chase Nangle, stepping up and making the stop at the 39-yard line. Gain of 4 for Smith. Brings up 2nd down and 6. We will, if you can't tell, we are sitting outside tonight, just underneath the one of the speakers for the PA announcer. So we'll try not to talk over each other too much. But here we are, 2nd down and 6. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ryan Carroll Play fake, nope, going to keep it himself and spin his way into the arms of Ben Faribault. Forward progress will, I think, generously give him the 40, gain of a yard. Bob Fuskas was looking for a help. Somebody help me up. Come on, where are my teammates? He's working hard out there.
I think Andrew just said Garnet Valley's up now 33-0.
Yep, that's what we last
Is that what you
saw.
said?
Yeah,
Okay.
Van Horn on another touchdown catch from Matt Maceros. Here, 3rd down and 5. So we mentioned we're outside tonight. Thank you, Jack Signer, the AD here at Ridley, and everybody at Ridley for getting us set up. We are in a great spot here on a gorgeous night for football. All right, 3rd and 5. Rolling to his right is Ryan Carroll. Ball is deflected at the line and intercepted. Going the other way is James Fisher. 30, 25-20. His second pick of the night will finish in the end zone. And the sophomore goes 45 for the score. Deflected at the line. I did not see who got a hand on it. We'll give some credit when we get a replay there. But James Fisher to the house. He has scored on special teams this year. He has scored on defense now. And the Panthers up by 4 scores.
It's amazing. Just Ridley can't get a break tonight, that's for sure.
3 interceptions for the Ridley offense, 2 of them on the last 2 passes from the sophomore Ryan Carroll. And James Fisher, a blur down that far sideline.
Yeah, pick 6.
Ridley may not have enough guys on the field here. Extra point coming. Ball spotted. Kick is away. It is good. Jones to Nangle. The snap was a good one. Ball spotted, and Steyer pounds it through. 28-0 Strathaven. 2:48 to play here in the first half. Be back in a moment on havenfootball.net.
Do you have slow-running drains? Are you thinking about selling your home or property? If so, go to scarpagnatoplumbing.com and schedule a technician. They are the area's only small plumbing company to offer in-house trenchless sewer and water main repairs. They also offer sewer lateral certifications for the surrounding communities. From faucets to water heaters, they can handle all your plumbing needs. Give them a call at 484-832-5566.
This is Keith Jackson reminding you you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Well, 3 nice drives from the offense, and now the defense on the board. James Fisher goes 45 yards with the INT to pay dirt. 2:48 to go here in the first half. Steyer high, end over and kick. It's going to come down to Stevenson at the 9-yard line, and they toss it back to Powell. Has the ball in his hands for the first time tonight. At the 20, looking for room on this near sideline. Fisher finally rides him down at about the 37-yard line, but they said, let's find a way to get it to number 5. The Panthers have done a good job stifling him so far. And, boy, Panthers just after a, got 1 first down and then had a punt partially blocked, had the defense on their heels, and it's been all Strathaven since. After Fisher's first interception of the end zone, it's been silver and black all the way.
These kind of turnovers just kill an offense. I mean, granted, he was in a hole and he wanted to get out of it, but, when you put points on the board like that, it's just brutal.
Pistol look here for Ryan Carroll. Alante Smith on his hip, back to pass again is Carroll. Looking, down the middle he goes. It is in and out of the hands, incomplete for Sean O'Donovan near the first down yard marker. Threaded the needle that time between Kauffman and Crawford, the inside backers.
I thought I was going to get picked again from my perspective because I'm looking at our screen, which our screen is, I'm sitting in a stadium where I have the entire stadium in front of me. I'm looking at a 3-inch screen on my monitors.
All right, here we go. Bunch formation to the right for Ridley on 2nd and 10. Single receiver to the near side is Stevenson. Now the stretch play to the right side, looking for room is Alante Smith. Getting off the block is Anthony Crawford, and he's going to take him for a ride all the way out of bounds on the far sideline. I think you're going to end up with a, let's see here, forward progress to the 40 or near the 40.
No, he might have lost a yard there.
All right, see where they spot
Number
this one.
25, Alante Smith with the carry.
They're going to give it no gain on the play. So 3rd down and 10.
I think he lost 2 yards, yeah. Oh, you're right. 3rd and 10, you're right. He moved,
time,
absolutely.
So 4 carries for 13 yards for Smith. Now, 3rd down and 10. Ridley trying to keep the sticks moving here from the 37. Carroll back to pass, steps up, and now he's going to be slung down. Wow. Oh, and I think you're going to get a horse collar. I don't know. Ben Faribault had him It looked like the shirt from here, but hey, the referee's a lot closer to it than we are.
And I think even if you take the shirt, if you jerk him backwards, I think that's considered a horse collar move.
I think if you've got just jersey, that's okay. But if your hand's inside the equipment is when they're going to blow that dead.
I know that's true in the NFL. I don't know if it's true in high school.
All right. Well, Faribault with some strength there just ripped Carroll down from the backside there. And instead of a sack, you're going to end up with a first down after the 15-yard penalty. So, 1:53 to go here. Ridley with some life as they move it into Strath Haven territory at the 48. So, fourth and long turns into 1st and 10 now from the 48.
Well, what really became a sack turns into first down.
Yeah. Raiders are 1st and 10.
All right.
From the Strath Haven 48-yard line with 1:53 to go in the first.
A little bit of breathing room here for the Raiders. Trying to get on the board. They trail at 28-0. Panther offense and defense have been on point so far. Fresh set of downs now for Carroll. Has a bunch formation to the right. On his hip is Smith. O'Donovan now with sort of an orbit motion here. Now they toss to the near side. This is Powell. The Panthers stay home very nicely. Miss a couple tackles. Good work by Powell. And finally, Vince Hales says that's enough. A gain of about 3 or so to the 45.
And very fortunate to get that.
Little razzle-dazzle. They're trying to get the ball to Powell in some space, and understandable. Powell had 6 touchdowns against Pencrest a few weeks back.
And I'll tell you, the 3 yards he got was all him. He was dead to rights, really with a little bit of a loss, I think.
Tonight he's had 1 kick return and 1 carry through the first 23 minutes. Powell split to the near side. I formation on 2nd down and 7. Carroll, 3-step drop, looking there. He's going to try to go to Powell down this near sideline. Nangle is going to have his first interception of the year. Oh, Chase Nangle, stride for stride, down to the 11-yard line. He's been tremendous in coverage all season long and now gets the reward. Picks it off and out of bounds he falls at the 11-yard line. 4 interceptions for the Panther defense tonight. Incredible. Now, with 1:05 to go here in the first half, this is almost unthinkable. If the Panthers score here, they're going to have a running clock after halftime. Of course, you're 89 yards away from doing that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's a long distance to go in a minute. But if you let one of these guys break out, it'll be history.
Speaking of blowout scores, Garnet Valley now up 40-0, still with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. All right, so first down give. This is Anthony Crawford. He's going to bang his way out for a couple. Maybe 2 or 3 out to the 14-yard line or so. And now here, you get a timeout, Ridley. All right, Ridley calls timeout with 54 seconds left. They have 1 timeout remaining, so we'll keep it right here, Mike, and see if we can. I'll try to drum up a few more scores.
You can drum some scores. Our halftime's going to be in the booth because Haven's band already played, so we won't be broadcasting that live. We'll be back to that next week, and it's just Pete and I, so we're going to try to set up the camera. We don't have much light in here, so that's going to be fun, and do our halftime show. We obviously are going to talk about this game. We're talking about the Phillies, which had a tremendous success today. Right at the time we were leaving for the stadium, so we were sitting on the edge of our seats. I said, come on, finish the game. And then, of course, the Eagles have a big game after their great success last week. So, we'll have lots to talk about. We've got about 20 minutes to give you a halftime show, and you'll hear probably the Ridley band in the background. And then Brian will be checking scores and other stuff, and he'll come back with, 5 minutes before the second half starts, and we'll be ready to go. That's the plan. Now we'll see how that works. We've got to move cameras around and, have a nervous breakdown, that kind of stuff. So,
Great Valley leading Henderson 14-6. Same score, Upper Moreland over winless Wissahickon at the moment. Here, 28-0. Strath Haven with the lead and the football out at the 14-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Wing T look, and on the sweep to this near side, this is Chase Nangle, who's got some room. Spins away from 2 men and across the 20, and it'll be first down yardage out to the 23. Chase Nangle's first carry of the day goes for 9. Stranix on the stop there for Ridley. He's in it at the defensive back spot now. The senior wearing 24 for the green and white. Ryan Weinberg checks back in at guard. Panthers seem content here. 30 seconds, 29 seconds, and they're just going to run offense. They're not looking to stop the clock. My guess is you're taking a knee or running one more play. Yeah, that's
Yep.
Milligan taking a knee. All right, 19 seconds, 18 seconds. Nobody else seems interested in snapping it again. Ridley will lick their wounds for the moment and take it into halftime. 10 seconds, 9 seconds, and that will do it for the first 2 quarters of play. Well, if you're a Strath Haven fan, you could not, you can't have asked for any better. I mean, really, you had your first drive of the game that stalled. After that, the offense has been phenomenal. The defense with 4 interceptions in the first half alone, and the Panthers leading 28-0 here at Ridley. So we'll take a short time out, say thank you to all of our fantastic sponsors this year and many years prior. Glad you're joining us live or on the archive. You're listening to high school football, Week 7 action in the Delaware Valley on havenfootball.net.
Welcome to Allstate, where everyone saves when they bundle their home and auto insurance. Isn't that right, Frank?
I saved 25%. Booyah.
You protected your casa
Sure did.
and the Frank tank,
You know it.
and now you're relaxing.
I'm working from home.
Sure you are. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Your local Allstate agent is Steve Taub in media. Give him a call at 610-566-3500. Your car is probably your second biggest investment, and AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven wants to keep that investment in tip-top shape. AMF Auto Clinic has been maintaining automobiles since 1961, and they take pride in their work and in keeping your car in perfect running order. From inspections to general maintenance and repair, you can trust your auto investment to AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven. Call for an appointment today at 610-872-2167.
Looking for pre-K child care with an emphasis on learning? Ducklings Early Learning Center is available for children 6 weeks to 5 years old, within 1 block of Nether Providence Elementary School, on Moore Road in Wallingford. At Ducklings, our college-educated teachers create a safe, nurturing educational environment in our beautiful facility. Call Ducklings today for an appointment at 610-936-9400.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome to the At the Halftime Report with Mike Mayer, Pete Fulginiti, and Statman Andrew Kauffman. Tonight's report is sponsored by Sandy McCulley at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and Media. Give her a call when buying or selling your home.
All right, I've got the wrong camera on. Let me try that and change that. That'll be easier. There we go. Aren't we looking good? All right, let me clear the graphic. And this is fun. Anyway, welcome to Ridley High School, your Phil Marion Stadium, where the score is Strath Haven 28, Ridley 0. Yeah, we're as surprised as anybody else, huh, Pete?
We sure are. The way this game started with Ridley driving the ball all the way down the field, it looked like, wow, this could be a long night. But James Fisher, that play was unbelievable. I mean, it was a slant. He just cut in front of the guy in the end zone, picked it off. And from that moment on, this whole game turned around.
There's no doubt about it. Of course, Ridley tried to get back into it. Haven went down the field and scored on their traditional, 5 yards, 7 yards, and just drive it all the way down, which they did. Sorry for the noise in the background, right below a speaker. And I've got my Halloween light so that we look very spooky in anticipation, because there's no light in this upstairs.
It's more like
area.
a haunted house up here than a pressed area, but we'll do the best we can.
Fortunately, we're too unattractive for anybody to try to scare us.
That's
so
true.
That's good. But and then Ridley, Haven marched down, and then Ridley, of course, tried to get back in. Ridley has had a good passing game, and they were picking us apart initially.
They were
doing very well. Of course, there's a reason that there are very few high school teams that can consistently pass well enough to get into championships and to even be contenders, because it is such a big expectation to get a 16, 17-year-old quarterback to connect with the 16, 17-year-old receivers on a consistent basis. And that's what you saw. The quarterback was throwing well. It was deep. He had receivers that were open. Didn't get the ball there.
Right. And you know what I noticed about this whole game? Ridley just physically their line and all that, just physically not big enough to stop Strath Haven. Strath Haven with their linemen, that whole line is our juniors now, and this is their, 6th or 7th week playing together. They're just getting better and better, and all the running backs we have, Crawford and Fuskis and all, they just pound the ball, and you're physically overwhelming them.
But I will tell you, either Ridley's pass blocking is exceptional, or we're just not breaking the line like we should, because their pass blocking is just, we have not, with a couple of exceptions, we've not been able to put much pressure on the quarterback.
We haven't much pressure on them, but when the plays go more than 20 yards down the field, our D-backs are just making great plays. All these interceptions and all, and it's just been, again, James Fisher's interception in the first quarter when Ridley was going to take the lead, that turned the whole game around after that one play.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, and I think what you're seeing now, and of course, with a 28-point game, now Ridley will get the ball first, but if they don't score and Haven comes down and scores, now we're in the mercy rule, assuming we make the extra point. Yeah. So, and that would be the end of the game. I mean, we will certainly be here to watch whatever takes place, but for a team to come back against 35 points, with whatever time, plus you have a running clock, which makes it a shorter period of time. So Ridley's got to do everything they can to try to score in this first possession, for fear that once they give us the ball, we will march.
And I'd like to say something about this season in general. We've had a great season. We've been just overwhelming teams. Pencrest and Interborough was our closest game, but every other game was just one-sided. I think this first half that Strath Haven played was their best half of football all year, because they played it against a quality team and they moved the ball greatly. So, I just think this team is peaking and peaking and peaking, getting better every week.
Well, look, they're definitely, this was going to be the test. What did we have? We thought we had some solid playing. We thought we had solid kids. We thought we could, compete for another district title, if not Central League. We knew we weren't going to play Garter Valley.
Remember back in August, me and you were looking at the schedule, and I said, hey, Mike, Game 7 at Ridley, that's going to be a test.
That could be. We also thought that the game against Marple Newtown at the end of the season would be something. That obviously is going to be a little anticlimactic.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to play it, because, once again, to explain to all of our viewers, the way it works for the seeding is it's total points, and you get points for wins, you get points for beating teams that beat other teams. There's a very involved formula, which you can check out on the website. But the bottom line is that you can't afford a loss if you want to stay in a top seed. So we will be number 1 or number 2 seed. There's a team, was it Upper Merion, I think, that if we both finish, with wins, they'll probably be the number 1 seed based on the points they'll get. But the bottom line is that if we lose a game, we could go from 2nd to 3rd, and that's what the team has to be aware of. So while we may look at the rest of the schedule and say, they're not, we should be able to handle that, it is critical that we not have a down game, and that's tough to do. It's tough to ask a bunch of kids that play 10 really solid games.
If they can stay up at that 1 or 2 seed and all, like last year, we had 4 home games. We were playing football right around Thanksgiving still at home.
Yep.
And you run the table at home, that's how you win a district title. That's way down the road, but right now everything has been just working so good, and the Panthers are just overwhelming their opponents every week. It's fun to watch.
It's fun to be on the receiving end. I thought this was going to be a better game, but that's okay. Yeah. I'll take it the way it is.
I'll take it.
All right, real quick. Boy, do we see an exciting Phillies finish tonight.
Well,
First
I didn't.
Playoff game.
I was in the car.
Well, you were in the car.
Let me tell you what happened. Me and Brian, my son, were watching the game back at the house. And I got up to leave. He says, where are you going? I says, I got to go to Mike's. We got to go to the Ridley game. He goes, don't leave without me if I don't get there. So
and I would.
The Phillies scored no runs the 8 innings I was home. The drive to Mike's is 15 minutes. They scored 6 runs while I was in the car. But they won the game anyway. It was unbelievable.
It was 2 outs on the Cardinals at the bottom of the 9th, and they did get some guys on base, and they did score a run or 2. I don't remember, what was it, 2 runs they scored?
No,
just one run?
6-3 final. So
6-3,
they scored one more run.
But it was a great pitching duel, and then of course the bullpen comes in, and when you're a Phillies fan, when they say the word bullpen, you sweat. So well, hopefully this was a good win, and of course the numbers, for what it's worth, dictate that something like 70% of the people who win the first of 3
Well, tomorrow night we have Aaron Nolan going, and
he has a good.
He's right now. He's been his last game. He almost pitched a perfect game into the 8th inning.
All right, don't give it the evil eye.
Okay, I won't.
Let's just.
But if he does that tomorrow night,
he just needs a solid game tomorrow, and we got.
What you don't want to do is lose tomorrow night and have Game 3 Sunday night, because then we'll have to put Ranger Suarez out there, and he hasn't been too good lately. So tomorrow night, if the Phillies can win it, then then they can get ready to maybe play the
Right.
Mets.
Get a little rest as well.
They want the Mets. I know they do.
Yeah.
They
Well,
want the Mets.
that may be wanting the Mets and beating the Mets are two different things. But in any event, and now we have another game coming up this Sunday. Eagles are on the road to Phoenix.
Yeah, this is Cardinal weekend. We play all the Cardinals.
That's right.
The Phoenix Cardinals, or the Arizona Cardinals, whatever you want to call them. 4:30 on Sunday. I'm looking for another win. I really am. The Cardinals have their offense has been very weak. They really don't have much of wide receivers. Some of their two top receivers are out injured, and I think this is a game the Eagles could win easily.
Well, that always scares me because when it's the ones that they supposed to win that they get clobbered, and you go, what?
Well, this year.
But yeah, hopefully we got a better team.
This team this year is really good, and their opponents so far. I mean, they'll have a few tough games
they're
coming
in
up.
our background.
They'll have a few tough games
classic.
coming
Don't
up.
worry about it, Mike. You're gonna run out of wire anyway.
With Ridley, I'm not with Ridley. With Green Bay and all.
Right.
But right now they're playing good. They're fairly healthy. They have a couple of minor injuries, and Jalen Hurts is just getting better every week. I mean, he's not just a runner now. He's a quarterback too.
You want to call it for what the score is going to be?
31-14,
okay.
Eagles.
And as you can see, it's a little breezy up here, but it's comfortable. We're in short sleeves. We're not cold. It's probably in the high 60s, I think, and very comfortable. So I'm going to lean over here. Pete, hold the light on yourself and smile at the camera, and I'm going to start the music, and then we'll go to a commercial break. All right, so you are listening to you're listening and watching high school football.
Yes, you are.
Right here on havenfootball.net.
Do you have slow-running drains? Are you thinking about selling your home or property? If so, go to scarpagnatoplumbing.com and schedule a technician. They are the area's only small plumbing company to offer in-house trenchless sewer and water main repairs. They also offer sewer lateral certifications for the surrounding communities. From faucets to water heaters, they can handle all your plumbing needs. Give them a call at 484-832-5566.
Selling or buying a home is serious business, and for serious business the key to your success is to work with an experienced agent. Sandy McCulley has over 20 years of real estate experience and is a seller representative specialist as well as a certified residential specialist. Sandy specializes in Delaware County real estate. Sandy conveniently works out of the Media Berkshire Hathaway Home Marketing Center in Media. Let Sandy's experience be your advantage in today's multifaceted real estate market. Give Sandy a call at 610-368-6641.
Welcome back to the second half of tonight's game. Tonight's game is sponsored by the Swarthmorean Weekly Newspaper, true local coverage of Swarthmore, Wallingford, and surrounding neighborhoods. Published since 1893. Steve Taub's Allstate Insurance and Media. Auto, Home, and Life. You're in good hands with Allstate. AMF Auto Clinic, taking care of your cars since 1961. Located in Brookhaven on Edgemont Avenue. Sandy McCulley at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services in Media. Give her a call when buying or selling your home. Ducklings Early Learning Center in Wallingford. Daycare for ages 6 weeks to 5 years. Scarpagnato Plumbing. Over 20 years experience for all your plumbing needs in Wallingford. Here are tonight's internet announcers, the voices of the Strath Haven Panthers, Brian Carroll, Pete Fulginiti, Andrew Kauffman, and Mike Mayer.
Welcome back to Phil Marion Field here at Ridley High School. Strath Haven 28, Ridley nothing in a bit of a surprising score here at halftime. Thanks again to Pete and Mike for chatting it up at halftime. We work some score updates and stat updates thanks to Andrew Crawford, who's been Andrew Kauffman rather, who's away from us and passing along some statistics and scores. Speaking of scores, let me rattle off a few local ones as we speak here. Last we heard, Downingtown East leading Academy Park 14-6 at the end of the first quarter. I would think they're well into the second by now. Staying in the Chestmont, Great Valley 14, Westchester Henderson 6. Westchester Henderson looking for its first win of the year, keeping pretty close here to Great Valley at the moment. Also in the up in the Pac-10, big game in 6A, Springford and Perk Valley. 0-0 late in the second quarter. Staying up in the Pac-10, Pottstown with one win, taking on one win Upper Perk. Upper Perk leads 3-0 there up in the Pac-10. Up in Suburban 1 country, Upper Moreland up in Willow Grove, 5-1 on the year. They are leading winless Wissahickon 14-6 at halftime. Upper Moreland looking for a top 8 seed, probably a first-round home game in the 5A playoffs if they continue to do what they're doing. All right, now closer to home, Haverford hosting a team from Massachusetts tonight, trailing 21-14 to Mansfield at the moment. So you got a close one there. Speaking of close ones, at halftime, Upper Darby 7, Marple Newtown 6.
Wow.
So Marple Newtown cannot afford a loss there if they want to stay in that top 8 neighborhood for the 5A playoffs. Speaking of making a statement perhaps and making a jump in those 5A counts, Springfield leading Conestoga 8-0 at halftime. Wow. So Springfield 3-3, but if they can knock off Conestoga tonight, that's a big-time win over a 6A school with 5 wins already.
No doubt.
And Conestoga would be hurting to lose a game there to a 5A school. So, lots to talk about in the Central League. No surprise, we mentioned it at halftime or earlier, just before halftime. Garnet Valley all over Pencrest. 40-0 is the score last we heard late in the second quarter over there. So there will be a running clock over in Glen Mills momentarily. Here, Strath Haven leading 28-0 7 more points would run the clock. But, of course, Ridley gets the football back to start the second half. Mike, given looking at some halftime stats, again, I was counting them up, but Andrew Kauffman shared some as well. You want to score quickly, but, of course, you've thrown 4 interceptions as a team, 3, including 3 of the last 4 passes off the arm of Ryan Carroll. That's after the botched
it's
pop
almost
pass.
irrelevant at this point. I mean, you can't. Ridley's not had great success on the ground, so they got to put it in the air. Now, whether they should go deep or not is another situation. Should be throwing. Their slant passes have been successful. I don't know if they have a screenplay, but I would treat passing for them as they would treat just an extension of their running game, and see if they get some guys outside and get some yardage. They have. They've shown they've got some decent running backs. They can get yardage. We've certainly seen some strength of the running backs relative to their ability to drag Panthers with them and things like that. So to get them a little bit out in the open field, get them away from the interior line, which seems to be bottling things up against Ridley. But I don't think you can afford to just run the ball as usual, because I don't think you can get 28 points on the field. After all, our points have been a large run, a pick 6. There's just been very little opportunity that Ridley's had, and we've taken advantage of every possible mistake and problem. So, they've got to come out and score in the first possession, because if they don't and they turn the ball over to us, and we talked about this at halftime, then it goes to mercy rule and the game's for all intents and purposes over. Ridley may want to get on the board, but
Ridley averaging just 2.5 yards per carry in that first half. 13 carries for just 31 yards. 6 different guys have carried it. They've tried to spread it around, but the Panthers' front 7 has been fantastic. And that's to say nothing of the secondary, with 4 interceptions, 2 from James Fisher, 1 from Chase Nangle, and 1 big one from Sam Milligan that, he ran it back. He ran it back 59 yards to inside the 20 and set up Anthony Crawford's 3rd touchdown of the evening. Crawford 96 yards rushing on 13. Let me check that. 12 carries and 3 Panther scores. Milligan 5 carries for 44 yards. Fuskas 4 for 32. Connor 3 for 11, and Chase Nangle 1 carry for 9 yards. So that quintet of seniors once again doing the job. A couple other quick score updates. Downingtown East has stretched their lead now on Academy Park. It's now 31-6, and a halftime score now. Upper Moreland leading on their home turf, taking on Wissahickon. It's now 21-6 at halftime. So the Golden Bears trying to get to 6-1, and stay in contention for a Suburban 1 league title, and as I said, likely a first-round home playoff game. Speaking of playoffs and so forth, I hinted at it last week. I went through a projection this week. I said, you know what? I'm not going to publish it just yet. But after this weekend, we will on the site in the next few days, probably late next week, publish a projection of what we think or where we think the 5A playoff seedings could land, barring anything strange or unusual, which honestly happens every Friday night.
Of course,
so,
of course.
Well, you take it with a grain of salt, but as people start thinking about, well, where will Strathaven play? Where could they get that 1 seed? Could they get, how far could they fall if they were to lose a game to an Upper Darby or a Radnor or Marple in the weeks ahead? We're going to play out some of those projections. Right now, I will tell you that undefeated Upper Dublin, and undefeated Strathaven, if they both run the table, I think Strathaven's a 2 seed. It looks like the strength of schedule over the next 4 weeks for Upper Dublin, playing all 6A teams, will help them tremendously. But again, they have a tough test in Week 9 with Souderton. So again, there's no givens that all of these would be easy wins or anything for anybody. But if both were to finish undefeated, Strathaven would likely be the 2 seed and Upper Dublin the 1. Chester, if they run the table, probably the 3 seed. Again, strength of schedule for the Clippers has not been strong, but if they can knock off Downingtown West, for instance, next week and finish 10-0, they would absolutely be in the hunt for that 3 seed. And even with a loss to Downingtown West next week, could end up as a 3. After that, again, there's a lot of very solid teams. Plymouth Whitemarsh comes to mind. Upper Moreland is playing better. Up in the Pac-10, Phoenixville and Great Valley have had a strong showing in the first few weeks. And, of course, you can't count out Springfield and Marple Newtown. The Central League teams typically do quite well at the 5A level. They did last year, certainly, in the early rounds of the playoffs. And, of course, Strathaven goes on to win the district. And, you can't sleep on Ruston. Ruston and Kennett are always going to be a tough out. Ruston is, with their 3-3 record coming into tonight, but they are about to get 6 starters back tonight. They have been bitten hard by the injury bug, so the Golden Knights will certainly be a force to be reckoned with over the next month and beyond. So there's our sneak preview, but we will redo the points probably sometime Sunday or Monday, maybe publish it to everybody to hem and haw over middle or late next week, leading up to the Panthers game with Radnor. So Ridley, on the other hand, 4-2 coming in. It's not looking good for them so far tonight. At the 6A level, 3 losses puts you in jeopardy of not making the playoff field. So Ridley and perhaps Conestoga, if they take a 3rd loss, that's about as far as you can go. If you had a 4th loss at the 6A level, you are probably staying home after Week 10. But we'll keep that in mind as Ridley takes on Conestoga, Marple Newtown, and Upper Darby over the next 3 weeks. All right, here we go. Ready to start the second half. Tim Steyer going to kick it away to Powell and Stevenson, who await just inside their 10-yard line. 28-0 Strathaven. Ready to go here in the second half, and Tim Steyer, here's a pooch kick. It's going to be a sky kick, signaling fair catch, and making it at the 32-yard line is number 24, Jeremy Stranix, and sets up Ridley 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line, and we'll see if the Raiders can get something going offensively here. 4 first-half turnovers, all of them through the air, and Ryan Carroll will get the offense going here.
1st and 10 from their own 33-yard
at their own
line.
33. Panther defense still with the same starters as we saw in the first half. Ridley, similar lineup as well. Carroll under center, I formation behind him. Receivers are split. The tight end is to the right. Motion man is Paul Jackson, and they run off that right side. This is Owen Bosack for maybe a yard. Not much doing as Anthony Crawford got there in a hurry and brings up 2nd down and 9. Bosack, 3 carries, 3 yards on the evening so far. Brings up 2nd and 9 as we are underway here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, they started on the ground. Let's see if I would say they're going to try ground again, see if they get a little closer to that 1st down marker.
All right. They'll try it again here. Shotgun this time. Motion man is Stephen Donovan. He sets up slot to the right. Give inside this time. This is Bosack for a few more. Good work there by Bob Fuskas to ride him down at the 40, but Bosack's best run of the evening sets up 3rd down and 3.
Pick up with 6 on the play. It'll be 3rd and
clock ticks
3
here.
for the Green Raiders.
11 minutes and counting to play here in the 3rd. Ridley goes no huddle. Trailing by 4 scores. Need a play here on 3rd down and 3. Shotgun look. Carroll back. Fires a quick slant. He has a man 1st down near midfield. Right on the time and right on the money. That's O'Donovan at the 49-yard line. Gain of 11. Second catch of the evening for Stephen O'Donovan.
No huddle again.
And no huddle again. Carroll barks out the signals.
From the Strath Haven 49.
76 yards passing now for Carroll. He's 7 of 12 throwing it. Takes a low snap, gives to Bosak straight up the middle. The senior pushes his way inside the 45 to the 44. So Ridley with a little bit of traction here now in the opening drive. 6 more yards. And Marco Kauffman on the stop.
Raiders from the Strath Haven 44-yard line.
Checking out is O'Donovan. That's Stephen O'Donovan. And not to be confused with Joseph O'Donovan, who joins him in the secondary wearing number 20. All right, tight end to the right, 2 receivers to the right as well. Bosak is in the backfield with Ryan Carroll. They go with a toss play to the right side. Bosak with a head of steam and absolutely pummeled. Oh my goodness. Decleated at the 41-yard line by Anthony Crawford. You have a replay on that one, Mike? Goodness gracious.
I can try.
Goodness.
It's too late now,
gracious.
sorry.
All right, we will find that
we'll do it in a play of the game.
Play of the game. Oh my goodness. Bosak checks out of the game after that hit, and it brings up 3rd down and 2. Give him 3 on the play. He's the leading rusher now for the Raiders with 22 yards. 3rd down and 2. Almost certainly 4-down territory here for the Raiders. Motion man Paul Jackson. They give off the backside. This is Smith. He'll be near 1st down yardage. Yep, does sneak through. Gets under the pile there to the 37-yard line. And that's a Green Raider 1st down after Smith picks up 4 on his first tote of the second half.
Brought down by number 20, Marco Kauffman.
Kauffman on the stop.
Green Raiders will be 1st and 10 from the Strath Haven 37-yard line.
Trying to keep things moving. Panthers content to let that clock melt. 8:50 and counting to play here in the 3rd. Ridley trailing 28-0, but little momentum here. 1st and 10 from the 37. Bunch formation to the left. They shift Stevenson to the wide side. Gives to Smith straight ahead, and lots of head of steam there. Bounces out to the right near 1st down yardage before Milligan rides him out of bounds. But first, I think forward progress might get him. It's going to be 2nd and 1 or 1st down. We'll see. Give him 9. Good hole on the right side that time, following Hayden Brown.
Smith with the carry for the Green Raiders, brought down by number 4, Sam Milligan.
All right, again with a no huddle. 2nd down and 1. 2 receivers to either side. Carroll fires a quick slant over the middle. It's deflected incomplete. A little too tall for Paul Jackson. Kaufman closing in quickly. And they'll get another shot at it. 3rd down and 1.
3rd and 1 for the Green Raiders.
Gerace checks in. Paul Jackson gets a breather.
28-yard line.
From the 28 of Strath Haven. Ridley coaches signal in the play. Have they huddled yet tonight?
I don't think so.
I don't think they have. Everything's signaled in from the sideline. Wing to the left, slot to the left. They send O'Donovan in motion on 3rd down and just a yard. They'll give it to Smith, looking for running room. Not much. I think he's still short.
Ooh, he might have gotten.
I don't know. Forward progress maybe, but Fuskas there to meet him quickly. It's going to be awfully close.
No, it's 4-down territory anyway. But.
Yeah, so still, and 4th down it is. Call it no gain. Vince Hales in on the stop as well. Hales and Fuskas on that stop. Turns it to 4th and just a yard. Ridley needs a play now. Under center is Ryan Carroll. Looking sneak perhaps. Does take the ball. He's bouncing backwards. I don't think so. Good push from the center of the line, and then Austin Connor slams the door. I don't think he got it.
I don't think he got it either.
Ridley offense heading off the field, 4th and 1. They'll lose a yard. And the Panther defense with a stop. And a big one right there.
From their own
28-0 Strath Haven.
That's really what's been going on with Ridley all night long. They get close to the end zone, they throw an interception. Here they have turnover on downs. Tough situation.
2nd and 1, and came up. Couldn't get a yard in 3 tries there. All right, Panther defense turns it back over to the offense. Milligan under center on 1st down. The give is to Anthony. It's a good fake to Crawford to give to Fuskas on the sweep, and Ridley's played that very well tonight, that Mustang sweep. Gain of just 2 for Fuskas.
Jackson Hoare.
He has 34 yards on just 5 carries.
Yeah, there was a mess up in the backfield with that, and things slowed down, and that wasn't the normal, wonderful little sweep that they can do.
All right, 2nd down and 8 after Fuskas takes it out to the 30-yard line. He is winged to the right side. Connor in the backfield with Crawford. On 2nd down and 8, it'll be Crawford straight up the middle. He'll bang his way across the 35. Ridley drives him backwards for his efforts out to the 36. So give Crawford 6 more yards. He's over 100 yet again. I have him for 102 on 13 carries and 3 scores. Clock ticks. 6:30 and counting to play here in the 3rd quarter. Strathaven 28, Ridley 0. Panthers trying to keep the chains moving on 3rd down and about 3. Fuskas in the backfield. They follow him with Crawford, and I don't know. He's going to be close, but I think short.
Yep.
Excellent job there by the linebackers. That's Connor Kelly. And middle of the line there, that's number 20, O'Donovan, in there as well. Stranix came flying in from the secondary as well.
This is not what I consider good football. On your own 36, I know you're up by 28 points, but they're going to go for it. They got one. Of course, I'll tell you, their quarterback sneak is like a steamroller. So
T formation behind Milligan. He's got it, and second effort will get him there. Second effort in part, he tumbles over the pile, in part due to that push from the backs behind him. All right, Jackson Jeremiah brings in the play. Ryan Weinberg checks out and give him 3 yards and a 1st down.
From their own 40-yard line with 5:34
Panthers pick it up and move the chains again. 60 yards from pay dirt and potentially a running clock here in the 2nd half. 5:25 and counting to play in the 3rd. Strathaven leading 28-0. Milligan under center. Wing T behind him. 2 tight ends. Hard count. And, Ridley nearly jumped and did. Yeah, okay. They tried to shift. The defensive tackles tried to flip-flop spots, but jumping into the neutral zone there, and Strathaven gets a free 5. Knock on wood, it's been a very clean game for both teams tonight.
Yeah.
Just, I think that's the first Ridley penalty, isn't it?
Yes, I believe it is.
First Ridley penalty. Strathaven has one as well, but it was in the heat of a play, a horse collar tackle. So here we go. 1st down and 5 now from their own 45. Milligan sends Fuskas in motion. They give it to Fuskas, sweep to the left side. He'll run through an arm tackle and have himself 1st down yardage. On to the Ridley side of midfield at the 49. 6 more for Fuskas. And the Panthers with another 1st down and 10 to go. Checking out is Joseph O'Donovan for the Green Raiders. Going to catch his breath over here. Hopefully he's okay. Stranix in at safety for the Green Raiders. 1st and 10 from the Ridley 49. Wing to the left is Austin Connor. This is Crawford for a couple. Not much doing there, and Stranix flies up from that free safety spot to make the stop. Brings up 2nd down and 7. So no big runs here yet for Anthony Crawford in this 2nd half. Goes for 6 and then 2 and then 3, but
that's the way they like it.
And more importantly, they're going to milk this clock, aren't they?
They'll be perfectly content to come down whether they score or not and be back in the 4th quarter when they only got just over 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. So
Panthers break the huddle with 2 tight ends and 3 backs behind Milligan. Wing to the left is Fuskas. They go toss to that left side, and this is Crawford. Head of steam, runs over one man, and there's a little more yardage. Give him 8 on that one. Give him a little more running room and a chance to get a head start. Crawford rips off 8.
They've got some great blocking. They are sealing off Ridley Raiders just at all positions, and they're just allowing these 5, 6, 7 yard gains because it's the secondary that's catching up with these guys.
We talk about the rushing stats all the time and the offensive line. These backs are incredibly unselfish. All 3 of them terrific blockers, and you can count Milligan and Nangle in that as well. Back to pass for the first time. Milligan under pressure is going to throw it, and it's intercepted. Going the other way is Bear. Milligan with his head in his hands, frustrated here, and the Ridley defense will turn the tide. Milligan trying to avoid the sack, Try to throw it away, and Bayer will go 55 yards for a Green Raider touchdown. So a rare mistake here from the Panther quarterback. And his first pass attempt of the year, he'd like to have that one back. All right, good pressure from the Ridley front. And now Green Raiders on for the extra point with 3:07 to play before half.
Well, what they couldn't do with their offense, they did with their defense.
All right, Vince Hales just hobbled. He might have just gotten a cramp here. He's running on for the extra point, and he's come up a little bit lame, so we'll keep an eye on that. So Ridley on for the extra point is Tim Abdel-Latif. And Panthers in business there. Said, well, we're going to try a pass, just see if we can't get one going. But here we go. Extra point is on the way up and good. Tim Abdel-Latif pounds it through, and the Green Raiders are on the board with 3:07 to play here in the third. Stick with us. Be back in just a moment. You're listening live to High School Football on havenfootball.net.
This video and audio broadcast is copyrighted by havenfootball.net Incorporated for the private use of our audience. Any other use of these broadcasts or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without a havenfootball.net Incorporated's expressed written permission is prohibited.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, and you're listening to High School Football right here on havenfootball.net.
Well, that turned the tables pretty quickly. Strath Haven, one moment, looks like they're on their way to maybe a running clock, marching down the field nicely. They drop back the pass, and Billy Bayer says that's enough. First pass attempt of the year for Sam Milligan is picked off, run back 55 yards for a score. And the Green Raiders on the board now, 28-7, with 3:07 to play here in the third quarter.
And Haven's got to look for the onside
Absolutely,
kick.
Yeah. There's only 3 Haven players here on this side of the field. And Tim Abdel-Latif, he's got 6 Green Raiders here. Squibs one, and it's Shane Green who pounces on it. Great job by Green just to fall on top of it. Takes some punishment there for his efforts, but the sophomore buries it at the 49-yard line, and the Panther offense right back onto the field trying to get something going. Okay, here we go. So the Panthers.
Well, you know, the good lesson, I think, for Milligan is, you know, 5-yard loss isn't nearly as terrible as a pick six.
Right, especially on first down.
Right.
Here we go. Double wing this time. Crawford's your fullback. Motion man is Austin Connor. Play fake, and here's Milligan back to pass. Looking, rolling to his left. He's going to have to keep it himself and turn upfield for maybe 6 or 7. Something fell out of someone's pocket. That's not a penalty flag, I believe. No, that was, okay, looks like a towel or something. All right, gain of 5 for Milligan. Second down and 5 as he's had a man out there, Kauffman, the tight end, but.
Plus, he's thrown into the wind. There's a pretty brisk wind blowing from that direction.
Right. You're right. 54 yards on 7 carries for Milligan, who has them set up on the far hash mark. Double wing once again. Motion man is Fuskis. This is Crawford off the left side and into the secondary, banging his way down to the Ridley 30-yard line. 16 yards later, Anthony Crawford again shortening this field here for the Panthers. 131 yards on 17 carries for the senior fullback. His 3 touchdowns tonight give him 16 on the season, and now the Panthers trying to get back on the board here at the 30. Austin Connor in the backfield alongside of Crawford. T formation here with Fuskis. Gives Crawford straight ahead again. Into the secondary he goes. Hand on the ground, gets his balance back, and bangs his way to the 18.
Oh, boy. And into the red zone they go.
Crawford with the carry for the Panthers. Brought down by number
Crawford now,
Jason Howard.
Just as I said, well, he hasn't really broken anything. His first 3 carries of the second half went for 6, 2, and 3 yards. Since then, 8, 16, and 12. So he's starting to find his sea legs here in the third quarter. Crawford in the backfield with Connor this time. Wing to the right is Fuskis. 1st and 10 from the 18. Milligan gives to Fuskis. A little bit of room there, and then he'll still, again, bangs his way for 2 or 3 after the hit. So forward progress down to the 15 gives them that 3-yard gain, and Fuscus 43 yards on his 7 carries. They attack you from every which way, right?
Yeah,
Left, right, middle.
And then when you hit them, they just keep running over you. I mean, I can tell you, as much time as Ridley spent on defense, they are really starting to get tired.
Strathaven from the Green Raiders 15.
2nd and 7 at the 15-yard line. Kauffman, tight end to the right, split out a little bit wider, and now here's a quick hitter to Crawford. And boy, Ridley looked like they had it read for the sweep there, and good handoff from Milligan to Crawford. Picks up a few more to the 12.
Anthony Crawford with the carry for the Panthers, brought down by number 15, Stephen O'Donovan.
Stephen O'Donovan on the stop. Checking into the game for Ridley. Big 63, that's Oba Jackson at the defensive line. As Nahaj Salim checks out. 3rd down and about 4. Motion man is Fuscus. This is Milligan. Quarterback sweep to the left side. He's got it. A beautiful tackle in the open field. If Milligan gets the corner, he's going to cruise on in. But excellent job there by
Milligan's going to turn it up too, because he got blocked. The man got blocked right into him.
Is that 16 or 18 on the tackle? Nice job right there by number 18, Chris White, I believe. All right, well, that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. 4th down upcoming. Panthers will have the wind at their back, hence we switch ends of the field. Be back in just a moment. You're listening live to high school football on havenfootball.net.
Welcome to Allstate, where everyone saves when they bundle their home and auto insurance. Isn't that right, Frank?
I saved 25%. Booyah.
You protected your casa?
Sure did.
And the Frank tank?
You know it.
And now you're relaxing.
I'm working from home.
Sure you are. Save up to 25% when you bundle home and auto with Allstate.
Your local Allstate agent is Steve Taub in media. Give him a call at 610-566-3500.
This is Keith Jackson. You're listening to High School Football right here on havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to 4th quarter action. Brian Carroll bringing you play-by-play. Mike Mayer doing the color commentary and engineering. Pete Fulginiti with the stats, spotting, halftime chatter, and Andrew Kauffman down in Atlanta keeping track of those stats for us as well. All right, here we go. 4th down for the Panthers and about 2 yards to go.
I thought it was a long one, but I think you're right. I think it's
all right, 4th and about 2. The Panthers will go for it from the near hash mark here. Leading 28-7 as we start the 4th. Milligan going to keep it himself. Looking, has time. He's going to run it. He's got some room. Across the 5. He's going to lunge his way into the end zone. Sam Milligan takes it in from the 11. And the Panthers stretch their lead to 4 scores once again.
Before Sam Milligan carries for a Strathaven touchdown.
You've got Crawford running out there in the flat. He could flip it to him. And, there's just a lot of options when you have a quarterback who can run like that. Yeah. It's just terrific speed, good blocking off the edge there. And Milligan takes it in for his 6th touchdown of the season. And Tim Steyer on for the extra point to try to make it 35-7. Chase Nangle will hold it. Matt Jones, low snap, picked up by Nangle, and he's going to be tripped up. All right. Well, Panthers' kick game will, need a little work here after seeing a couple things not go so well tonight. But in the meantime, 34-7. Panthers on top here as we start the 4th quarter. Be back in just a moment. Ridley trying to answer when we come back on havenfootball.net.
Your car is probably your second biggest investment, and AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven wants to keep that investment in tip-top shape. AMF Auto Clinic has been maintaining automobiles since 1961, and they take pride in their work and in keeping your car in perfect running order. From inspections to general maintenance and repair, you can trust your auto investment to AMF Auto Clinic in Brookhaven. Call for an appointment today at 610-872-2167.
Hi, everyone. This is Greg Murphy from the Phillies broadcast team, where high school football never sounded so good, right here at havenfootball.net.
Welcome back to 4th quarter action. Strathaven 34, Ridley 7. Sam Milligan's 11-yard touchdown run. as the Panthers in business here on his 9th carry of the evening. He has 65 yards. High end over end kick from Steyer with the wind at his back. That ball landed 7 yards deep in the end zone.
That's like an NFL kick.
That is like an NFL kick. Terrific work from Steyer on the soccer field and on the football field this year. He's going to dance it a little bit on the far sideline, getting some help from his teammates, and well-deserved. Long field here for Ridley now. The offense has been held scoreless tonight. The 7 points came on the defensive side of the ball for the Green Raiders, so Ryan Carroll and the Raider offense tries it here from the 20 as we start this fourth quarter.
And they are huddling.
And, all right, officials, they're waiting for another football. All right, waiting for the offensive football. The kickball has been removed from the field. Great Valley on top of Henderson now, 28-6. Here, 34-7. Strath Haven on top. Ryan Carroll with a back on either side of him in the shotgun. And they run this stretch play to the near side. Bosak's going to be stretched out by the Panther defense. That's Kauffman in the backfield in a hurry. He'll lose a couple. Nice work there by Marco Kauffman with a tackle for loss there. Brings up second down and about 11. Try to keep you posted if we get other score updates as well. Getting scores from way out west, Wilmington and General McLean. But I'll try to keep you posted on something closer to home here in a minute. Second down and 11. Carroll has Bosak now on his right hip. 3 receivers to the left. It's Bosak up the middle with a little bit of room, and it closes quickly. Again, Crawford getting off his block reasonably well there. Brings up third down and 6 after Bosak goes for 5. Mentioned already, Ridley next week in sort of must-win mode over the next 3. They have Stoga, Marple, and Upper Darby over the next 3 weeks. And now here you've got an injured Panther. This might be Vince Hales. Let's see. Cramp, it seems, or so we hope. We don't like to speculate, but when they start stretching these guys out, that's usually a sign of cramps, and hopefully pretty minor. Let's
assume it's not broken.
Nah.
You generally don't get a...
Oh, let's see. Does this hurt?
You're not pulling your leg up over your head for that. All right, we're going to take a short time out, see if we can get the Panthers a little bit healthier when we come back. Third down and 6 upcoming for the Raiders, trying to get things going. And just thirdly back in, well, actually, Mike.
Okay, forget it.
They're going to help Vince off the field there, and I think Ridley's offense is coming back sooner rather than later.
That was a good rehearsal.
That was a delightful song you played there.
Right, I know.
Nice music.
You hear it a lot.
All right, so, okay. Here we go. From the 24-yard line, Ridley from the near hash after the injury timeout. Trying to convert on third down and 6. 10:57 to go here in the fourth. Shane Green is checked in as a nickelback. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ryan Carroll in the gun. Anthony Crawford hand in the dirt here as a nose tackle. Motion man is Jackson. They fake, and now they want to go on the underneath screen. Incomplete. Oh, nice little fake there. And tried to go to Stevenson on a little tunnel screen. Incomplete through his hands. And I think the Panthers caught a break there. If he catches that, there's a little bit of room, certainly for first down yardage, maybe more. But incomplete it falls, and Paul Jackson on to punt it away into a stiff wind. So here you've got Sam Milligan and Chase Nangle standing deep to return the punt. Mike Mayer, in the meantime, is wrestling with a sheet behind us, but here we go. Jackson steps into it. High wobbler. It's going to take a Ridley bounce across midfield. Panthers do well to stay away from it. Across the 40 and down there at the 39-yard line. Number 42, that's John Tinney. All right, so Panthers from the 39-yard line will try again to maybe get a running clock the rest of the way. They need 8 points to do so. Leading 34-7. And Sam Milligan brings the offense back on the field on that far hash mark. Anthony Crawford, 19 carries, 146 yards. He stands in the backfield with Austin Connor. Wing to the right is Fuskas. Gives to Crawford. Off right tackle. He'll lunge his way across the 45 to the 46. Man, he still looks fresh. It's crazy.
Yeah,
he's got
and
a
he's
burst.
playing defense, too.
Yep.
With the carry for the Panthers, brought down by number 20, Joseph.
The young man has a burst.
Pick up of 7 on the play.
Second down and about 3.
46
Give him 7 more.
And the wind is really picking up. I mean, if they try to throw it from here, it's going to sail.
In the third quarter, Springfield 8, Conestoga 0.
I'm guessing they will not be doing that. All right. Here we go. Wing to the right. And give is to Austin Connor. Off the right side, first down yardage as he lunges across the 50 to about the 48.
35, Austin Connor with the carry for the Panthers.
And give him 5 and another first down. Austin Connor, terrific job blocking tonight. Has a handful of carries. He's been effective running it. But he had a big moment in that first half. It was him. It was his fingertips on that pass that James Fisher picked off and ran back for a touchdown. So the deflection to Austin Connor, and Fisher ran it back. All right, 1st and 10 from the 49. This is Fuskas off the left side, and oh boy, shoestring tackle at the 45 by Sean O'Donovan, or else this was going to be another long run for Fuskas. All right, Panthers had to untangle a little bit. Ben Faribault getting into it a little bit with some Ridley defenders. Second down and about, call it a long 3, maybe 4. Fuskas up to 50 yards rushing on his 8 carries. Clock ticks. Oh, no, it just stopped, and then they'll restart it?
No, they're going to timeout for Haven.
Okay. Strath Haven timeout. We'll take a short one with them. Coach Clancy wants to make sure everybody's got their head on straight with a 34-7 lead midway through the 4th. Be back in just a moment. You're listening to High School Football live or on the archive on havenfootball.net.
Looking for pre-K child care with an emphasis on learning? Ducklings Early Learning Center is available for children 6 weeks to 5 years old, within 1 block of Nether Providence Elementary School, on Moore Road in Wallingford. At Ducklings, our college-educated teachers create a safe, nurturing educational environment in our beautiful facility. Call Ducklings today for an appointment at 610-936-9400.
This is Merrill Reese, voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, where high school football never sounded.
Panthers, 2nd down and 4. Give is to Crawford. Bangs his way into the secondary, across the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Give him 9 more. And another Panther first down.
Well, that timeout worked.
Number 18, Chase Staley. Play results in the Strath Haven first down. They will be 1st and 10 from the Green Raiders.
Anthony Crawford, 21 carries, 162 yards, and 3 Panther scores tonight. Panthers, again, looking at trying to stretch this thing to maybe where you get a running clock and shorten this game. They take their time out of the huddle. Kauffman, tight end to the left, Faribault to the right. On 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. This is Connor looking for room, and big swipe at the football. As the Raiders still trying to force that ball loose, and why not?
Yep.
You know, again, good work there coming in off the edge on the corner on the backside there. That's William Velazquez.
Austin Connor with the carry.
Connor picks up a couple. 2nd down and 8 upcoming.
Pick up of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Springfield still leading 8-0 over Conestoga. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter now. Also at the end of the 3rd quarter, Upper Darby still leading Marple Newtown 7-6. Here, 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers. From the 32-yard line, motion man is Fuskas. Off left tackle and stiff arm for Crawford. Pulling away at the 20, 15-10, and Anthony Crawford will slam the door from 32 yards out. He's in for the 4th time tonight. What a job by the left side of that line. Bill Brown just collapsed his man inside. And a stiff arm from 34, and he takes it in one more time. Now, Panthers can try to shorten this game if they go for 2 here. Nope, they're going to try to get it right in the kick game. Yeah, trying to get things right. 2 extra points have not gone well tonight. So they will try to get the snap, the hold, and the kick up and through. Nangle to hold. Snap is a good one. Ball spotted. Kick is away, and it is good. Nicely done by the special teams unit. Strath Haven 41, Ridley 7. 7:32 to play here in regulation. Be back in just a moment on havenfootball.net.
Gridiron Club is a fundraising organization affiliated with the Football Parents Association. We raise money to support the Strath Haven football team and other Strath Haven sports teams. We could not be successful without the help of the following key supporters for the 2022-23 sports season. Our thanks and appreciation to Jessica Mudrick and Berkshire Hathaway Home Services in Media, Haven by McCann in Nether Providence, KDI Office Technology in Aston. The Haven Gridiron Club and all the student athletes at Strath Haven are grateful for your support. Go Panthers!
This is Keith Jackson reminding you you're listening to high school football right here on havenfootball.net.
Fourth quarter action here. Strath Haven 41. Ridley 7. Is still with 7:32 to play here in regulation. Anthony Crawford's fourth touchdown run of the evening. This one from 32 yards out. I have him for 194 yards rushing again. And Panthers just taking care of business on every which way tonight. Tim Steyer on to kick it away, and here we got an angling kick to the sideline. It's going to come down. This is Stranix from the 23-yard line. Looking for room up the hash mark, and he's bumped down there. Nice work by Mackay Clark and Shane Green. Sean Henry in there as well. And the Panthers special teams coverage tonight has been very solid.
Yep.
As Tim Steyer, he's been kicking well all evening. All right, Jay Curtis checks in on the defensive line. Shane Green in there as well, and the Panthers utilizing some sophomores here. 3 sophomores on the field for the defense at the moment. Speaking of sophomores, Carroll is in the shotgun. The Ridley signal caller gives inside to Avante Smith. Junior tailback on the move. His best run of the night. Rips off 13 out to the Panther 47-yard line. First down. Nicely done there by Avante Smith. The Panthers have held him in check. He had 26 yards on his first 7 carries and picks up 13 more on his 8th. He stands in the backfield alongside of Carroll. 2 receivers to either side. From the 48-yard line, a little pass to Sean O'Donovan. This is a completed pass. Jay Curtis finally tracks him down, but not before he picks up 8 more into Strath Haven territory at the 44-yard line. So that jet motion and a little two-handed flip pass from Carroll. I have him for 84 yards passing now. Second down and 2. Carroll again, 2 wide receivers. Looking, firing to this near sideline. It is caught by Powell, his first catch of the evening, and ridden out of bounds by A.J. Glavicek at the Panther 37. Gain of 8, and a Green Raiders first down. So the fact that the Panthers held Powell off the reception sheet for 3.5 quarters is a big part of the story. Powell split to the near side. 2 receivers to the far side. Slot right is O'Donovan. He goes in motion to the left. From the Panther 37, first down and 10. Looking for Powell. Now pressure coming, and Austin Connor says that's enough. Slams him down back at the 43. They'll lose 6 on the play. Well covered. He's trying to get it out of his hands quickly and go to Powell. Nothing doing as it was well covered, and first sack of the evening for the Panthers.
16 for the Green Raiders from the Strath Haven.
Turns it to second down and 16. Jackson and O'Donovan slots to the left. Stevenson split to the left. Powell over here on the near side. Bosak in the backfield, and he has it on second and 16. The give is to, and then that's Jordan Drain coming in at defensive end, making the stop. Nice work by Drain. And he'll spin his way back to the 39-yard line. Still brings up third down and about 12. Bosak 9 carries for 30 yards on the evening. And third and 12 upcoming from the Panther 39. Clock ticks on Ridley here. 5:28 and counting to play in the fourth. Bunch formation to the left. Bosak in the backfield with Ryan Carroll. On third and 11, back to pass. Looking, has time, fires down the seam and going to his knees and making a grab at the Panther 26-yard line is Powell. They finally found number 5 here.
Carroll's pass
Too little, too late, perhaps, but 13 yards later, it's another first down.
Green Raiders will be first and 10 from the Strath Haven 26.
Excellent protection that time, once again, from the
That's the one
from
thing
the Raiders line.
Ridley's line has done extremely well tonight.
Allowed just 1 sack. Give inside is Avante Smith. Looking for room, and nope, Jason Williams going to make him pay for that one. Williams has well over 100 pounds on him, so makes him pay here. We'll call it no gain on the play, maybe even loses a yard.
Yeah, he did lose a yard.
Nice work by Big 73 on the stop. Brings up second down and 11. Panthers dealing with this no-huddle offense all night. 3 wide receivers. To the right, 1 to the left. Ryan Carroll, the sophomore, takes the snap, gives. Nope, going to keep it himself on a good fake. Looking for room off the right side, and he's met there by Big 78 in the game for the first time. That's Brian Seals, junior defensive tackle. Ryan Henry checks in now on defense. You're starting to get some substitutions here pretty liberally on the defensive side of the ball for the Panthers. 3rd down and about 5 after Carroll went for 6. Motion man, another little shovel pass up front here to O'Donovan. He'll have some room off that left side, have a first down near the 11-yard line. Give him 10 more. And that's been an effective play tonight for the Raiders. Can build off of that. All right, here we go. 4 wide receivers once again. Pistol formation, now they shift. Smith on 1st and 10 from the 11. They fake to Jackson, and it's Smith off the left side. Panthers finally stand him up, but don't bring him down. Smith with a great 2nd and 3rd effort. I think he's going to have first down yardage or darn near it.
Yep,
down
close.
Near the 1 or 2 yard line. Good tough running from Smith with just 3:30 remaining. And what's the call here? Put it down at the 1 or just shy of it? All right, it'll be 2nd and a yard from the 2 yard line.
No.
No, they're going to say, okay, 1st and goal.
Yep.
1st and goal from the 1 after Smith goes for 10. Panther defense bending just a bit here. All right, Carroll under center. From the 1 yard line. Takes the snap. Gives to Smith in the backfield, and it's Seals coming in. Oh, they say touchdown. Seals came in, almost stopped him. But that's Smith for a 1 yard touchdown plunge. And the Green Raiders offense finally puts points on the board at the 3:25 mark of this 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's quite a statement to make for a Ridley team, I think. So it says a lot about Strath Haven's defense tonight.
Yep, absolutely. Extra point for Tim Abdel-Latif upcoming into a very stiff wind. Snap, spot, kick is away, and boy, it hits like a wall of wind, but does sneak it through. Nice work by Tim Abdel-Latif. Up and good. Raiders on the board again. 41-14 is your score with 3:25 to play here in regulation. Be back in just a moment. Strath Haven will get the ball back and try to finish this one off on havenfootball.net.
Looking for a way to reach families in the Wallingford-Swarthmore area as well as surrounding communities? Our football games are not only broadcast live, but they are also fully archived for 1 year, so our listeners can tune in at their leisure 24/7. Go to www.havenfootball.net and contact us for information on advertising on our Panther Broadcast Network. Link your company to the fun and excitement of Strath Haven football. Panther football and your company, a great combination.
All right, the Panthers shift to the hands team here. It's going to take a hop, and out of bounds it goes. All right, a wild hop there over the left shoulder of Chase Nangle. And the Panthers will take the football after it amounts to an illegal procedure for the kickoff going out of bounds. All right, Strath Haven with 3:25 remaining on the 4th quarter clock. Trying to ice this one. Have some substitutions now. Looks like a lot of the good number of the JV players into the game. Starting offensive line looks like they're in there, but you have some substitutions in the backfield. Mekhi Clark in the game, Jake Kitchen at quarterback, Ryan Henry wing to the right, tight end to the right is Jordan Drain. Dan Lash is your tight end to the left. And on 1st and 10, the give is to Mekhi Clark. A little stutter step in the backfield, and then he'll push his way to the 50-yard line for a gain of 3. 2nd down upcoming. Panthers probably need a first down or two to ice this one. Clock ticks, 3:10 and counting to play here in the 4th quarter. Panthers 41-14 is the lead. A scoreless 3rd quarter for the Panthers, but 2 more in the 4th. Crawford and Milligan put this one away. Kitchen under center. Give is to Shane Green. The fullback's going to get the line of scrimmage and not much else. Not much doing that time. The Ridley defense read it well and blew everything up in the backfield. So nice work there by number 40, Nathan Farrar at linebacker. And no gain on the play for Shane Green. 3rd down and about 7 upcoming here for the Panther offense. I don't know if you can hear the wind in our field mic or not, but it is absolutely picked up here. We have everything taped down, thankfully. From the midfield stripe. Wing T behind Kitchen. He's going to roll to his right. Looking, has a little time. Now going to turn it upfield, looking for first down yardage, and has it. Jake Kitchen into Ridley territory, down to the 40-yard line. Gain of 10 for Kitchen. And another Panther first down.
First down, they will be 1st and 10.
Well, the Panthers run that bootleg, that waggle series and the bootleg out there, and they said, look, play it safe. If you have an open receiver, throw it. If not, keep it yourself. We saw Milligan do it several times tonight.
Right.
And now Kitchen with a good
Kitchen's got so much good experience now with varsity. He's looking much sharper.
Wing to the left is Mekhi Clark. On 1st down, the give inside is Henry, who's going nowhere. Nice work there by Billy Bear, who has himself a touchdown on an interception return tonight. Also got some help there from number 22, that's J.P. Lynham.
Brought down by number 22, James Lynham.
No gain on the play for Henry.
From the Green Raiders' 39-yard line.
2nd down and 10. 1:40 and counting to play here in the 4th. Strath Haven leading. Jack Doherty into the game now at left tackle. Billy Brown shifts to the right. 2nd down and 10. 1:25 and counting now in the 4th. Kitchen under center. 9 men in the box for the Ridley defense. Give is to Shane Green on the stutter step. And that little delay, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but he'll be near first down yardage. Give him 8 on the carry, a little stutter step, and that seemed to help matters. So Green, promising sophomore, seen some decent snaps in nickel formation on the defensive side. And now getting some late game carries as well. 57 seconds, 56 seconds. The Panthers.
Well, it's really over because even if it's 4 down territory.
Yeah, just need a snap. If they can get themselves 2 yards and pick up the first down here, then it's time to just take a knee. All right, here we go. 3rd down and 2. Kitchen under center. Turn, give on the sweep. This is Mekhi Clark with a little bit of running room. Cuts inside, outside, and has a first down at the 24. Oh, he wanted more.
Yes, he did.
He had nothing but Green in front of him after that shoestring tackle at the 24. And Mekhi Clark has sealed the deal here for the Panthers. 30 seconds, 29 seconds, 28 seconds. I do not think the Panthers need to snap it again. And I think the officials will just say, yeah, we're going to call it. Oh, no, I guess they are. They're going to snap it one more time and have Jake Kitchen take a knee and take the Panthers to 7-0. Incredible.
Maybe not.
Well, yeah, they won't need to snap. I guess they're going to respot this. No, okay. No snap necessary. 3, 2, 1. And the Panthers walk into Phil Marion Field and convincingly snap a 20-year drought. Their last win was when Dan Connor was running the football in his junior year. Tonight, it was the Anthony Crawford show on offense. But how about that defense with 4 interceptions, including 1 run back for a touchdown by James Fisher. All-around effort was fantastic from the Panthers, and they walk out with a 41-14 victory. We're going to take a short time out, be back for a quick wrap-up, talk a little bit about the days ahead. But what a job by the Panthers tonight here at Phil Marion Field. Be back in a moment on HavenFootball.net.
Are you looking to start an exciting career in the healthcare field? Then Keystone Quality Transport is looking for you. Keystone Quality Transport, the region's premier non-emergency medical transportation company, offers a full scholarship into a comprehensive emergency medical technician certification program. Would you like to obtain a National Registry Emergency Medical Technician certification and earn $20 per hour to start? Send an email to hr@kqthealth.com. Start your rewarding healthcare career today.
This is Keith Jackson reminding you you're listening to High School Football right here on havenfootball.net.
Strath Haven 41, Ridley 14. Another convincing win for the Panthers and another big step forward on a quest for perhaps their first Central League title since 2010. Mike, coming into this one, the feeling was, look, Ridley's going to score some points. They're going to have an offense that will threaten from all different directions, but the Panther defense, with the exception of the opening drive where Ridley just marched down and then had maybe a little bit of an iffy decision trying to throw a sort of a jump pass near the goal line on 2nd and goal from the 4. James Fisher picks that off, and it just seemed to deflate them entirely, and the Panther defense was in charge the rest of the way.
Whether it deflated them, we can't tell from up here. They certainly were playing football, but what it did is give a huge momentum boost to Strath Haven, who not only said, look, these guys just marched down the field on us, and we're lucky they didn't score. We can't allow this to happen anymore. We got to, get in this game. And I think that's what they came back with. Defense played brilliantly, as you pointed out, in his last few minutes before offense even did get a score. And out of 14 points, half was on a pick 6 that the Ridley defense made. So really, Ridley was never a threat other than that first place series, and that was the end of it.
Fantastic job by the defensive coaching staff, Jim and Mike Connor and Eric Hollingsworth, and of course, that offense just keeps on rolling. The Panthers will check out stats in the next couple of days, but piling up yardage from every which way on the ground. Anthony Crawford near 200 yards again tonight, 400, 4 more touchdowns to his credit. And again, just fantastic football from all directions here from the Silver and Black. Thank you again, Jack Signer, and everybody here at Ridley. Made this a fun experience for us. Weather cooperated. It's windy, but it's just a beautiful night for football, and we thank Ridley for making it very fun and comfortable. Thanks again to Pete Fulginiti with the stats and the chatter at halftime, and Andrew Kauffman doing it from a distance tonight. We'll see him in person next week when the Panthers are back at home at George L. King Field, taking on the Raptors of Radnor. We'll be on the air at 6:45 and ready to go with that one. But in the meantime, thanks in advance to Mike Mayer and everything he's doing over the next few days to update stats and play of the game and a whole lot more. Keep checking out the website daily on havenfootball.net. So we'll wrap it up here. Safe travels home, everybody. Thanks for joining us live or on the archive. Final score, Strath Haven 41, Ridley 14. Brian Carroll signing off. Good night, everyone, and great football.
This internet broadcast has been a production of havenfootball.net Incorporated. All rights are reserved. Thanks for watching and good night.